my father FaceTimed me. It's probably 1, 2 in the morning, LA time. I'm like, why is my father FaceTiming me? So I'd answer, and I was like, what's up, Pops? What are you doing? And it's just dark all around him. And it's like, nothing much. I wanted to show you my home. Where are you? I'm in Oklahoma, son. It's 3:30 in the morning. Right now, Pops, you want to show me? Sure. And right now, son, I'm excited for you to see. You got to come down. And my brothers and a lot of his friends have similar stories.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
This is the 7th month anniversary of TITO passing away. And I know how we feel as fans. I can only imagine what his family is going through. And, you know, I'm so glad you guys are here to continue keep Tito's legacy alive. Tori, did you see that clip from TJ? It's a much longer clip, by the way, y'all. But Tori, have you seen it?
I haven't seen like the full thing yet. But I think I have an idea of what I know what it's about, but I think I know what it's kind of hinting at.
I'm not gonna lie, my mom would have done something like this, like called in the middle of the night. Like I said, when I heard that story, I said, that's so my mom. You know, like our parents are so quirky in their own little ways. Before we continue, as always, thank you, Serena and Jay and Kelly. Yes, everybody, hello. It's one of those things like I think it's gonna take us a while, you know. We're still processing over Michael, and now that it's Michael and Tito, it has like this it lets you know no matter how much time has passed, it all goes fast.
Yeah.
You know, me and Tori have both expressed not seeing the brothers on the stage, and we were trying last year. We really were. It just wasn't in the cards until, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to do our best though to pay tribute to him. If you ever met Tito, what would you tell him, Tor?
Oh, I don't even know. I would probably if it was kind of like the way our meet and greet was with the Jacksons. I'd probably come up to him and greet him and be like, "What time is it?" and see if he'll answer Tito's time. But no, probably kind of what I told. I would say if it was in a Jackson setting, of course, probably to address them all and be like, I grew up on y'all music, thank y'all for inspiring me and stuff. But if it was just a Tito thing, I'd probably make sure to talk about his solo stuff and connect on his solo stuff in some way.
Man. When I'm kind of out of it in terms of I can't believe we're still doing this, in terms of I can't believe this is a thing. So excuse me if I'm a little choked up a little bit, because it's just bro, man. I remember I did see him at the house. I spoke to him very briefly, and I regret not asking for a picture. I try to get into a habit, no matter who it is, to take a picture, especially if it's somebody you don't see all the time, whether it's family or anybody. It's just one of those things I'm learning to say hi, take a picture, acknowledge them,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is so beautiful. I saw what Susie wrote. I told Tito, thank you for continue to perform and tour, which is a big deal. I think touring is draining. It's tough. There's pros and cons to it, but I would say it's probably more pros than cons. And the fact that the Jacksons been touring since they were children and teenagers. Children and teenagers now in their 60s and 70s. Janet in her 50s. That's still a long time to be doing something for decades with so much love and grace to your fans. I'm sure they
Yeah.
have their off days. I'm sure there's times where they're just like, leave me alone. But overall, the Jacksons have a very good attitude when they come and see their supporters and the fans and friends. Thank you for breaking this. Oh, that is so cool. Thank you, Tito, for breaking the guitar string.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's true.
Um, even though like you never met Tito, Tori, you did a beautiful tribute to him. Like one of my favorite tributes to Tito was your station head. Just so beautiful. Just so much love and research and like it's those things that I personally love about your channel and your station heads. It's just so much knowledge and it's just awesome to see like what you've done for him. That was just so cool, man.
Thank you. That one was that was like years of just um like researching, I guess you would call it. That was years of researching and just naturally, organically getting into the music, going beyond like okay, just going into Michael's background, which led me into the the family's background, the whole entire family's background, and then learning them individually and stuff. Like when I first was doing it, Tito was one of the ones I was like, oh, this is one of my favorite brothers. Like he was one of the ones I was really like honing into, and even when he had just that one song out, We Made It, like I kept that on repeat. I played that all the time. And then like sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
No, it's okay. You're probably feeling the way I feel, and it's just like it's kind of feeling like September 15th again. It's just like, huh. It's like a kick in the chest a little bit today.
Yeah, but oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. So like with that, like I'm because I know people kind of have like even if it's just it might be like a singer or celebrity and stuff. People might have regrets like oh I should have seen them or I should have did this or I wish I would have gotten to them before. One thing I can say is that I'm glad I gave him his props. Like I was going through my posts and stuff like I guess you would call it mini blogs. I don't know. Someone called it that, and I was like, oh, I didn't see it that way. And I was scrolling through, and I was like, wow, I posted about him like more than I thought, more than I remembered I did, and just sharing the information about him out there, like when he was working on stuff. Then he did the song with Natalia Domini and stuff, just promoting that, putting that out there and stuff. And I'm glad I did it. I'm sad that I didn't get to see him in concert. I didn't get to meet him, but at least there's that. At least that there's those type of memories, like going and researching and stuff. So it's some silver lining there.
Heck yeah. Um, I think it was in the Jackson story yesterday. Somebody had wrote, believe like it's in reference to something Jackie Jackson did in Italy with the furniture collaboration with Havenhurst.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was saying the Jacksons don't just create music, they create memories. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's what this is. I don't have this connection with I don't have the same connection with any of the fandom. Um, I know I had my moments when I was out there with Team Breezy. Um, but and I mean they're memories too, but it's just still not the same because it's just like the catalog, the music has been here for so long
Mm-hmm.
and it's aged so long. So it's like it's the things that we done either at home with our family or outside with the fandom that has created memories and stuff. So I think a lot of us who have got to meet them or go to places like the King of Popcorn and, whatever we've done, whether it's meet and greets, in Cali or New York, or when Melanie and MJ Fangirl lived in New York, the New York community gatherings. There's something about their music and the community that they have created unintentionally that really sets the Jackson legacy apart from very many legacies.
Mm-hmm.
It's the community that somehow formed with it. And I think that comes from how gracious they are as people. Like, if there's no BS, I am not on any payroll for this family at all. I can show you my credit cards. I'm in a lot of debt. But I know Tori and I, and I'm sure even other people like MJ Fangirl, a lot of us do what we do for the family because the media has attacked in the way that they have been. It's like so unfairly too. It's almost like they've been put to the standard of Disney children, and if they don't do it everything perfect, they're out of here. And I'm like, that's so unfair in a place that doesn't even realistically have those standards for themselves, but for some reason has given it to the Jacksons. And I'm like, nah. I've always felt like there should have been more done for them. Museums in Gary, museums in California. Their legacy is legit. And it's just like, if you're not going to do it, us fans are going to find a way to get the word out. These things need to be done. They need to be done, period. There's no family like, and it has a lot to do how they treat their fans and the music and catalog they created as the Jackson 5, the Jacksons, and individuals. And now we got the second gen. Shout out to TJ Jackson. We did a Valentine's in April for him. His catalog is solid. 3T solid. Austin Brown solid. Cash Jackson solid. Jafar is only one song, but we heard other tracks. It will be solid. Like, this family is doing first and second gen of music, classics, creating community, and they're still not in freaking museums. They're still not being acknowledged. Come on. It's crazy, man. But then something will go viral really stupid on TikTok. And I'm like, I don't understand this. And instead of hard work, consistency, still performing, Janet, Jackie and Marlon still performing. Come on now. So I don't know. It's not cool.
I agree heavily on the museum thing. And like preserving even like, Tito and stuff. And maybe I want to say one of his guitars is on display somewhere. I don't know. But I think one of the sons has one of his first guitars. I definitely know Terrell has something. Because he's like out of 3T, he's like the collector of the ones. He even has, I think, some of Michael's demo tapes or some of Michael's like stuff. I know he has like his fedora and all that. So it would be cool. Maybe if they could do, like, I know in Claremore at the museum, they have like a section for Jackson 5, but I wonder if maybe they could have like a Tito, an area specifically about Tito's timeline. And that's what they could call it, like Tito's timeline.
Yes.
Something. But I don't know. We'll see if something comes out of this, because it's kind of like the same worry I had with Michael. Like, would the stuff continue like every year? Like, I remember being like when he passed, being young, like going through the TV guide, like, okay, like his birthday's coming up, the anniversary's coming up, are they gonna do something for him? And they did it maybe for a couple years after, and then it started like fading away. Like, people just kind of got used to him being gone, and it's like, okay. But thankfully, the family, the fans, different groups and stuff still do stuff for him. So it's like his legacy's set with that. But when it comes to like Tito, who's gonna be the one to make sure that stuff carries on? And I think Claremore is making sure that happens, definitely, which I'm sure you got in here. So I'll let you say that.
All right. Kelly writes, I would tell Tito, thank you for being who you were, and thank you for sharing your music. Oh, thank you, Bruce. So here's a fun fact. I used to be a fashion major, and I don't know. I think that's part of healing when you start feeling more like yourself. So I'm starting to feel like my old self, and my old self used to like get dressed up and put effort. So thank you, I appreciate it. Even at work, they're like, "We see you, girl," and I'm like, I'm feeling better on the inside, you know. So thanks to you guys. Like some of these lives, I know they go left sometimes, but you know, having real conversations with you guys, knowing that some of us can relate to some of this, some of the bad stuff, you know, I think it's helping a lot with me heal personally. And I'm hoping I'm able to helping some of you out there as well. You know, you guys know how I feel about Taj and TJ being a huge part of me healing, sharing their stories. And you know, I think sharing experiences, good and bad, can help others in ways that you can't put in words. So thank you, Taj and TJ, man. Like I could, next time I see you, I'll hug you, and Taj, I will hug you properly. um, thank you, Jay. I appreciate this. I have an awesome partner, and I work with some awesome girls, and I have you guys. And between the three, uh, I couldn't ask for a better combination. Thank you so much, man. You know.
That, y'all are what I didn't have when Michael passed.
Mm.
Like, we were here, right here on September 15th. And I'm sure, like, the people in the comments, and there's some people in the comments that were there that night too. So
Yeah.
I'm just glad it wasn't like a thing where I had to deal with that one by myself too, because
That was one
that would
day
not be
we
fun.
didn't see coming, and it was just like, I Lord, let this be a prank, because we've had a prank about specifically Tito's death. And I remember one of the sons got really angry, like, don't play with death. And then unfortunately this one was real. And by the way, don't play with death. Some of you guys do these weird fake celebrity deaths. Like, it's not cool, bro. Like
Yeah, that was weird. Like,
the first one, right?
yeah, I remember that because I think someone like sent it to me, and it was like being reported on one of those like gossip bloggy pages, kind of like it wasn't the Shade Room that the post came from, but those types, like on the Shade Room level, even though they're messy, they're true, kind of like TMZ. So it made me panic, and my mind instantly went to like his sons, you know, the grandkids and stuff, and I started freaking out. And then, because it was all started by a fellow celebrity somehow heard a rumor, and like, this is why you have to give the family respect, and if anything is to be announced, let it be from official sources, like the family trusted ones, because that person just took it and ran with it, and they have a past of doing that. And then shortly after, that actual celebrity passed away as well. And then, you know, thankfully at that time it was like debunked or whatever. And I just remember I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be ready, you know, because everybody has their time. I don't know if I'm gonna be ready when, you know, someone's time comes in that family. Especially not from the first gen, like, because I grew up with that. So it's kind of like it felt like losing a family member, honestly. And
It
I know
did.
some outsiders won't get that, but like, that's just how it feels for a lot of us.
I
And
think
I
that
wasn't
comes
ready.
from like when you meet the Jacksons, especially like the three team members and first gen Prince, there's some family members that when you interact with them, you feel like invested, like, you know, like extended family. So it's just like, you know, a lot of people were shocked at our reaction, but I'm like, we see them, they actually pay attention to us because like you know, we're always around. Like, and so, you know, once they get familiar with you and the little things they'll, you know, pick up on, like Princess picked up on my quirky outfits, or, you know, little things like that, then it's like you're invested in them. And no, we don't know them, we're just familiar with them. And it's like, I always tell people, you don't have to know people to have empathy for loss. You just don't. Some of you guys have expressed last week, your own experience with grief. And one thing that I learned, like I've lost a lot of people, like you name a loss, I've felt it. And I honestly thought that each loss would get easier. And actually, it gets harder because each individual deserves the respect to be remembered and loved individually. So, like, in other words, death will always have complicated layers that you'll have to deal with for each person. So, it's it's unfortunate. I've gotten better with not like checking out. Like when I was younger and lost my dad in 95, I checked out. And thank God I've never did that again. It was a really destructive checkout. And my friends had to get involved because I was like so out of control. And thank God I've never done that again. But there's other ways I've checked out, like, overeating or overspending, or like my house is really cluttered right now. So now we got to declutter it. Like I can't get into specifics what happened last month, but we had several deaths and one was insanely tragic. And I remember I just started reading the Bible like the week before, like really talking to God. And it was the first time that I had a centeredness about me that I never had before. So I was just like, when I was telling you guys, like, especially when you're going through something really sad. And if you have conversations with God, have those conversations even more because you don't want to go in suicidal thoughts. You don't want to go to drugs, alcohol, food, overspending. Like there's so many things connected to grief. You want to like be as positive in your energy as possible, pray, work out, honor that person by not falling apart, seek professional help if necessary, speak to family members that understand where you're coming from. And sometimes your family will not give you a comfortable space because they're grieving too. And so that's unfortunate. And I've had that in more recent years. And somehow online people like you guys have helped me because, especially when it came to my mom, I really didn't have the luxury to talk to anybody because they were grieving so badly and we were triggering each other. So sometimes a stranger or just talking to people that kind of can help you out, love. I would say death is super complicated. There is no one size fits all. But if you guys, I highly recommend checking out the Didi Foundation videos, the past videos. They had so many guests from so many different perspectives. Child loss, spouse loss, sibling loss, you name it. It's that channel is amazing. And I wish more people would check it out. It's no lie, one of the best tools for helping navigate through grief. And of course, like you're always going to need outside help too. But for me, going to the gym, I hate going to the gym, but I love how the gym makes me feel. Going to the gym helps. Just sometimes watching TV, Marvel movies, things that connect with you and that person. Like, for example, if your favorite thing to do with your parent was, I don't know, let's say walking in the park in the afternoon, walk in the park in the afternoon, you'll start feeling their presence when you start tuning what they used to do. But I say all that because my heart really is heavy, specifically for his children and the brothers who, they toured with Tito for so long. You could tell there was a real bond with those brothers, the ones that were still performing. And I'm just like, they're going back on tour soon and Tito's no longer there, So someone asked me if Taro's going to be on this leg of touring. I honestly don't know. So we'll find out. Because I write the first show's very soon, right? April something is coming up. So when the Michael Jackson biopic comes out, the Jacksons will get their dues again. Yes. There will be so by the way, this is completely separated. But did y'all see MJ Fangirls? video that the biopic might be 2 parts after all, and on the John Campy. John Campy is not even a Michael Jackson channel. He's more like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Oh, oh."
Wait, was that the guy she had like as a guest on her channel recently, right?
No. So
Wait,
John
hold on.
Campy's like a big YouTuber. But you know something's up when normies are talking.
I just saw some. Wait.
But yeah, it's still coming up, y'all. So keep y'all posted. The t-shirt you can get on the Tito Jackson website on his merch. I don't have nothing in the description bar yet, but after this live, I'll put Tito's merch there. I'll put the DD Foundation, this last interview. It's been a chaotic day. Like the minute I got to work, it was a lot of work today, and which is good. Your days go fast. So very blessed to be working right now. I don't know what I'm doing for June 25th. I might go back to the Apollo. Granted, there was only 4 of us there, in honor of Melanie again. But I honestly don't know. Like, if I had money, I would love to do MJ the musical, because that's something we did with Melanie like 2 years ago. But don't know. For now, I'm gonna have to say the Apollo, June 25th. Tori, do you have any plans for June 25th, online or in person stuff?
No, I've been thinking of what to do for like online. Maybe do another, because I know last year we kind of did like a discussion.
That was cool. Yeah, that was a long discussion because I came
It
all the way
was.
from wait. First of all, I did a live and we kicked it off to Tori. So then me
Mm-hmm.
and the 3 ladies were out there for hours, and then I get back home and y'all still talking. So I would say an online event would be cool because most of us can't get access to Cali in New York. Of course, I have access to New York, but nobody was there except for 4 people. But if it's 2 people, I'll still be there. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna represent Melanie any way that I can. That was another thing, man. We lost Melanie and Tito the same year. So to
Yeah.
have like that heaviness, it's just like, yo, we lost one of the biggest Michael Jackson advocates, period, in New York, and Tito. That was a lot. Oh snap! Hey AJ.
AJ.
Sometimes King of Pop Radio does something. I know Tori, you did something for this day as well, correct? Vindication Day.
Yeah. What did we do last year? I know one year we did like we did. Oh, we watched a humanitarian documentary, and and then we did like a station head party after. I can't remember what we did last year. I was thinking about really doing something, but I have to get on it now if I do it.
Yeah.
So, because it's the 20th anniversary, so
And we have so much to celebrate, especially with what happened for the March with MJ thing. And I'm like so proud that the fans, for the most part, they were ready. And a lot of you guys were willing to be in the watch parties to refresh or learn why we march with Michael. It's no BS. It's if someone has proof of innocence, then that's it. Like, what are we doing? So that was an awesome. I think now more than ever, heck yeah, we should celebrate. Oh, what's up, Leah? It's so funny. I was about to cancel, and thank God everything fell into place for today. I was just like, just push. It's just so I'm so glad to have done this because I was like, we wanted to do this last month, but there was so much going on with Michael last month. And this post was actually inspired by something TJ posted a few weeks ago. I'll show that in a second, but I was just like, anything we could do to flesh out anything for Tito, Michael, Living Legend, Second Gen. The whole point is Invincible Jacksons, and we love. When I came up with the channel name, I love the Jackson family. That was my way of saying, for those who try to hate on this family, I'm letting you know, I love the Jackson family. And then it turned out there's thousands, maybe even millions of fans that also love the Jackson family too. Because it was just like such a, especially like me growing up as a fan, it was cool with the Jacksons until I would say things started getting a little weird around late 80s and beyond. And slowly but surely you saw them like trying to tear the family down. So it was just like, wow. Like, and it was very slow, and there's no comment, man. But we see what y'all did.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go. I have one of my aunties turned 70 this year. So I'm probably going to be celebrating there, but way to celebrate with auntie and fly out. You know how we do, Tori. Fly out. But for those who were in that TJ Live station head, tell y'all right now, you might want to plan to go here. I still cannot tell you what I know. But I'm telling y'all might want to get down there. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh man.
For sure. Heck yeah. No. No.
Really?
You want to
Okay,
pull
can
it
I
up?
say something that's crazy? No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna
Okay.
say that. But this is a documentary about Thriller that I would give a second watch to. A
Okay.
third watch. A fourth
Okay.
watch.
Hey, sounds like we got some things to set up. We are like when we did TJ things yesterday. So of course it was TJ, 3T, Paris, Austin. We put the whole second gen mainly in there, and then we mixed it a little bit with Chris Brown. But the point is, second gen's crushing it, and I'm so proud of them. I really am. And fun fact, 3T was the first second gen act to come out, period. And they're still doing their things. And there's rumors from reliable sources, hint, hint, Tory station heads, there's more to come.
Wait, what?
Remember what was said to you on one of your station heads from one of the sources themselves?
Oh yeah.
So stay tuned. Oh, thank you. I feel like your work is going to pay off soon, because with social media, I realize people are more obsessed with MJ and the Jacksons than people will let on. This is so, yeah. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, them AI videos are life, because it brings life. Not some people don't like AI, but if AI is done right, I'm here for it. And some people have done it very, very right. That's what we've always wanted. We would love to see them. My wish is to see second gen performing on Havenhurst. If I'm not mistaken, there were stories of the Jacksons performing at Havenhurst when people came over. I need someone to verify for this, but I'm almost sure these are stories I've heard. And I'm like, could you imagine Paris Jackson playing the guitar? Wait, actually, I would love Paris and Austin to do something together, because they go with the acoustics, or even freaking TJ. He loves a good acoustics, or Terrell. The point is, we would love to see that second gen on stage. I would love to have stories like, remember back in 2026, my heart battered and bruised. Yo, come on. Come on, man. Y'all know. Jafar, say less. Like,
honestly, if Hillary would like to do a charity concert, like a benefit concert,
count me in.
I would be down. No hesitation. I buy my ticket and then arrange travel and stay stuff later.
You'll see little tents in front of favors. Ladies, move your tents.
I will be camping out the week before,
Oh my
like they do for Pitt.
So this intro came from the Cindy Davis show. Please show love to see the rest of the interview. It's like another minute. I didn't want to take too much stuff from her, so I just, gave her credit, make sure that, we're acknowledging that that is not my video. But thank you for sharing, TJ, that story of your dad. I'm telling you, the minute I heard that story, like, it's so funny. My mom would have silly stories like that. And I ain't gonna lie, I used to get annoyed in real time, but I was just like, I would love a random moment with my mom any day. I always tell people, if your parents are still alive, they will drive you nuts forever and ever. Enjoy every moment of it. You're going to miss it one day. Like, and my mom is funny. My mom was one of those people, like, she would just be so random. And I'm like, that's where I get my randomness from her. But it's just like, I love that about her. So, yes, we are down for a Jackson benefit. Heck yeah. Second gen of the building. So this was the post that one inspired me to do this. And that's when I was like, wait, we never did this last interview. So TJ writes, my father was so proud to be an Okie. He had so many plans in his new home state that we look forward to continue the groundwork he laid. We will do our absolute best to ensure I'm sorry. Oh, you know how that thing, you can't see it? All his dreams come true. We love you, Papa T. Yo, station head, please move the slide thing down. I was like, what? I can't see. You know what I mean, right, Tor? When it says slide 3, and you're like, what? I can't see.
Yeah, because on my end it's clear, but
yeah, but on my end it says slide 4. I was like, I can't see. So I just saw this on the Jackson source. Jackson source, by the way, was the first Jackson anything I've ever saw, period, that covered the entire family. So make sure you follow the Jackson source. They really are a good source of information. Austin Brown has a show tomorrow. So if you wanted like some show love, please do. Cause I was like, dang, just before I went live, I saw this. Next, Earth Day, we are doing a short live. I mean it, y'all. It's Andor season 2. I'm out at 9:00 on the dot. Now, if Tori, Jen, Jess, if they want to do something at 9:00 and beyond, y'all can do that, but I'm going to be gone. So that live, realistically, I'm going to try to do like 7:45, 8, so I could be out in an hour. It's basically 2 short things about Earth Day. And then we'll have something much longer the following week, because I was like, bro, I'm out. Like, even now it's Daredevil season finale, but I'm not gonna lie, Tito trumps it all, so I don't mind sacrificing for Tito. But Earth Day, y'all, I'm out. What's up, John? Austin Brown again has several shows with Black Carnival. Check out his website for details, buy tickets, especially if you live in the cities that he's performing. Please show love. If you got the money to fly out, go for it too. But I'm just talking about on a, local level, wherever those shows are, please support. Please, 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 please. Even if you got to do like, right? This is California, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, Santa Monica.
So, you Californians, when Austin Brown was in New York, we showed him love in New York. So we asking you Californians to do the same. California. He wrote you a nice California anthem. Come on.
Oh, wait, I can't wait. Wait, you talk about the new album, right?
Huh?
You talk about the new album, right?
No, it's not in this slide. When is the exact launch for the album?
I think it's April. Let me check my calendar. Okay, let me see. You can. All right. Let me go to his website thingy. It's called The Festival. Wait, I don't know. It's not saying when it's coming out. I know it's this month though.
Yes. I miss Augie in New York, but Augie probably came here. He's like, this city is ratchet. He was like, I'm out. Like, New York is cool for a visit, but to live here, yeah, all right. I like summer New York, but I don't know, like, if I had a choice, I wouldn't live here. I like to visit. Like, I feel like Brooklyn is a cool place to live. Some parts of Manhattan.
Oh. It's coming out on Earth Day?
No, really?
Wait. Where am I tripping?
Earth Day's Tuesday. Huh.
Okay, no. We're not tripping over here.
There's a lot of things going on Earth Day. A lot. Like, including Earth Day activities. I said, well, I don't know. I actually love Earth Day, so I might do something in the city and then like run here real quick, run back in the house. You know what I want to get? You ever heard of like those fancy compost machines? So now in New York, we gotta do food compost, which honestly I don't have to. I personally don't need it like that because most of the food, like I try to get organic food so I could like even eat the skin. So like I don't have too much food waste, but I'm sure I still need a compost though. You got to do compost in New York now, so I feel like I need to find me a nice little compost machine. I was like, yo, y'all should have been to that for New York. You know how much trash we have because we have so many apartment units in these places. But happy Earth Day, y'all. You found the album release date yet?
Yeah, I think it's the 22nd.
What?
Let me see if he has it. Because there's a way, like on Spotify, some artists have their stuff set up for when they're about to.
Let me look at my calendar. So if I don't have any, let me see, April 28th. If I don't have any things to do, maybe I could do an Austin Brown Day and how I did for TJ, and then we'll just play his album all day. Take care of me if you knock me down.
I'm gonna see if Jess is doing something on Jam Fam that day because I had an idea, but
keep me posted. Like if there's something I could do to help, or like you know how we switch off as DJs or jump on one person's thing and like just be a guest. I'm in.
okay.
Oh, Caitlin's right. She said you're right. It is 22nd.
I don't know why I was thinking like it was on the 24th or 25th because that's a 25th is a Friday, I think, or it's towards the weekend or something like that.
Well, most albums drop on Friday, so that's why probably people thought, all right, we'll do the best we can. Maybe Jen or Jess could do something on their channels for Austin, and then I'll do like something special the following Monday. Cause I know Earth Day, I'm booked. Like I can't do anything. All right. Thanks, Caitlin and Tori. They're like, wait, you've got the album. Jam Fam's having a celebration for the All For You album anniversary, April 24th. Make sure you are on the Jam Fam station head. She be doing her things with the collabs. I know she got a collab tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So she's always doing collabs. This girl, man, she's awesome. And the Jacksons, they are touring again. These are the shows that have been confirmed so far. Ticketmaster and AXS are places to get tickets. I got my tickets. Hopefully y'all will get yours.
Somebody buy me a ticket. It's tax return season too, so y'all got some extra coinage.
What's the closest to you though? Arizona?
Child, where is Chandler, Arizona? Don't have me over here booking no another trip now. My mama gonna get me. Let me see. Oh no, we can't do nothing around that time. Well, hold up.
They might have more shows. The Jacksons, that's one thing. They'll stay adding some shows.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna end up with 5 planes this time.
5 planes or 5 trains.
Said, come on over here. 3 trains.
We were
Tell them your story and make it quick.
So you guys are so awesome answering this question on this short TikTok and reel that I did earlier. I already have a clear idea what's going to be this. So what we're going to do, I might do 2 separate polls. I'll pick the top 8 movies because YouTube only allows you 4 categories at a time. But the top 8 will be chosen. But I have a clear idea what you guys want to see based on the comments. A lot of people comment the most on Instagram, a couple of people on TikTok and YouTube, but I think we're all on the same page. So I cannot wait to hear like what Hill Los Angeles is going to pick, but pretty much everyone's on the same page with the movies. So that was kind of cool to see all the comments. Do you want to say what you want to see Hill Los Angeles, or are we just going to wait to reveal that at the end of the month?
We can wait because there's some I should have wrote them down. There was some I had thought of because I know you told me you were planning on doing this poll, but I literally forgot. There's 2 that I know for sure. Actually, wait.
Do you want me to read what people wrote so far? Granted, where the heck is my iPad? Oh, it's on the floor.
I think I remember them now. Hold on.
Because I was like, oh, y'all are like... And it's really cool. Most of these movies could really be cool theme movie. Like, so what we did, basically, Willy Wonka was the first time we did like themed out like crazy. Whatever they're showing, just do a theme to it. No matter what it is. But did you know? Whoa. Copyright. I'll just read a few. Moonwalker, The Wiz, another Moonwalker.
Those are my top 2.
Yeah. Somebody said When It's Possible, the biopic. E.T. I'm here for E.T. thing. Oh my gosh. Heck yeah.
Oh, that's what I had an idea about. But it might be long because the ET duration is 2 hours. I was thinking of if they could do like a kind of like a space type theme where they did a double feature, Captain EO and then ET or something like that. But I don't know if that'll be too long.
Double features could be possible. I mean, we'll definitely unpack some more. Everyone really had some great ideas. So just keep, pick whatever, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Instagram to comment. I'll collect everything by Monday, and then the polls will be up Monday night. And then when we come to the next live on Earth Day, we'll start, well, actually, we'll probably reveal the following Tuesday, not this one, the following after Earth Day. Right? ET is everything. ET phone. There's a lot of Star Wars references. And by the way, did you know the species of ET is in one of the Star Wars movies? You can't make this up. American Dream would only work if they broke it up. American Dream would be epic. But that's how long is that thing? Like 4 or 5 hours? I'll stay there. I don't care.
You know, that would be the most annoying king of popcorn. And I say this because the whole crowd would be just reciting the whole script.
Man,
Who did this? Who did this? Who put the child in the swimming pool?
oh, that's thankful for the watch parties on YouTube and stream. Yeah, and we are so grateful that you guys show up. Like we are so grateful. Like because we put so much work in this stuff, and it's like when y'all show up, we be like, we'll show up for you. It goes both ways. It's like thank
Right.
you for showing up. If they were showing American Dream, it would be nice if the Jacksons came through. Oh my, could you imagine a Q&A with the Jacksons? Shh.
Yo, wait,
I would start crying.
that reminds me of another idea I have. Thanks for saying that. Let me write this down before I forget. In that live coming, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And you know what's cool about ET? So there's a couple of pieces of the puzzle. So ET, not only Michael, wrote someone in the dark, but remember they had Reese's Pieces as part of the things that little alien liked. If I'm not mistaken, there's a Reese's Pieces connections to 3T. So like y'all could even like dress up as Reese's Pieces or just. I love me a good cosplay. I'm here for costume parties. So if they did the Wiz, you could dress as your favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to do this episode because I'm probably gonna have inspiration board. Because that's one thing I will encourage when you guys go to the King of Popcorns, dress up, have fun. MJ Fangirl described this as a luxury movie experience. So, let's get let's take it to the next level. Have your costumes on, dance on the dance floor. Free Willy, that's freaking, no one said that, but that's excellent. Now let me write that one down.
Yo, isn't there a Free Willy 1 and 2?
Okay.
Cause 3T and Reby, Michael 3T and Reby have music on either one of the soundtracks.
That's actually a great idea. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. And who's the other DJ? Oh my God, Ray and Jess. The DJs, I give them props. They probably put in the most work hands down. They do this every day. Every freaking day. I don't know if anybody's thought about it, but heck yeah. That's a good question. I know he liked Charlie Chaplin, so maybe Charlie Chaplin movies. It could be like a marathon and we could dress up. Actually, the hat that I'm wearing, even though it's a Tito time hat, Charlie Chaplin will wear it too. So I don't know. That'd be really cool.
Oh, the Three Stooges.
Three Stooges. Oh, I'm glad I'm not part. I mean, even though like John does a phenomenal job at figuring out what we want, this is tough. There's only 2 movies. So what 2 would make people, I'm not going to lie, I feel like a lot of the stuff that the fans picked in those comments, there was 2 that was clear as day, like what people want to see. So I was like, can't wait to reveal. So this is not TT, but I know from the last time I saw John in December, he actually said something in my video about a pool party at Havenhurst. So to get to that pool party, you have to donate at the top tier, but in exchange, you get 2 free tickets, one for you and the guests to come to the Havenhurst pool party. Now, I'm not going to lie, the price point is super high, but it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Now, you listen, I've never let y'all down. My gut is telling me this is going to be something really special. If you have it, if your tax returns allow you to have the funds, if you can find a fan that you can trust to maybe go half on, go for it. I don't know what exactly is going on until they make announcements, but this is all I know based on my own vlog. So for those that are wondering about the pool party at Havenhurst, it's from the Donors Club. If you want to get some more insight, just do the entry level. I think it's $96 just to go into the town meetings and have an idea what's going on. I'm still working on some things behind the scenes, but if worst case scenario, I'll just do at least the entry level just so I know what's going on. But I was supposed to have the money, and then something happened to one of my teeth. I don't know if y'all remember, my mouth got swollen, and it cost literally more than the price of the top tier. I was like, what? So we have a plan B for raising money. So I'm working hard behind the scenes because I really want to go. So, but I know for a fact there will be familiar faces there. At least some. So Paris Jackson will be in Buffalo, New York, June 29th. Yeah.
You taking another trek to Buffalo?
I don't know, because I remember last time I went to Buffalo, I flew in and flew out. So if I do it, because I know Janet and my nephew had to do it. Buffalo's not that bad. I just got to see how far the venue is from the airport. Because, like, if you guys don't know, so Buffalo's airport does close super early. So if you're not past TSA by a certain time, then you have to be outside. And it was kind of annoying because they have like this really eerie fog and you're like, oh my God. But it wasn't that bad, just in case you decide to do the broke man Buffalo in and out stunt. It's only a 2-hour ride. So, oh, that's cool.
Hey, Jamila.
What up? Would it be dope to hear Paris sing some? We heard it with AI. AI I'm almost sure there's an AI song with Paris and Michael. I think it's Someone in the Dark, but don't quote me. So for all you lucky people in Europe, you get 3 opportunities to see 3T on stage. For those that are flying to these places, there are some countries that require visas now because our passport has been downgraded.
Help?
No.
What?
Yeah.
That's what they were talking about. Oh, no. It was reverse. It was somebody trying to come to the States.
Yeah.
I think to study or work or something. And then I think they had a day, or no, a week or so to leave or something, leave here or whatever. Because I don't know, everything's out of whack here,
It is like you can't. Mexico, there's special steps. I think England now with their special steps. So, especially United States, get comfortable getting visas. Oh God, I wish I seen 3T before all these obstacles, but for those that can do it. For those that can't, maybe one day they'll perform in Havenhurst. Who knows? I was like, what? Oh, that's right. I remember Tito was talking about the Jacksons documentary. It's supposed to be multiple parts, correct?
Yeah, it's I think I have let me see if I can pull up the slide for it. I remember, okay, it was this one.
Oops.
Let's see. It was when we did our New Year's thing. Oh, there we go. Wait. It wouldn't even let me go to it. What?
Is it before or after?
Oh, that's why I'm like, why is it moving by itself? Hold on, let me find it. I was like, I'm trying to click on it, it's sabotaging me. Okay, there it goes. You can put it up.
Okay. 8-part documentaries series. It'll be something like Janet Jackson thing, right?
Probably
Docu-series?
longer.
Ooh, child, we gonna have some watch parties for this.
I can't wait.
But don't forget, y'all, the one the one that we had the watch party for in December, there's a lot of Tito in there. So definitely check that one as well. It's like, and hopefully we'll have one for 3T soon. We'll keep you posted. Something in the works. So this is that Tunes and Spoons.
Mm-hmm.
Hint, hint, y'all. You might want to head over there. That's all I'm going to say. Hint, hint. This was posted last month on Tito's Facebook page. So that's all I'm going to say. You might want to head over there. Get your chili bowls. So Tarot has been posting again. Let me see if I could blow this up a little bit so I can see it a little better. Hold on, let me get the logo out. We always go with the sun's always the obstacle. So Tarot writes, I want to express my deepest appreciation for your messages, love, and support over the past 6 months. Loss is never easy, and navigating through it has been a challenge. Accepting, adjusting, and adapting takes time, but I'm doing my best to move forward one day at a time. I'm incredibly grateful for the years I had with my amazing father, especially the last two, which were filled with travel, adventure, and unforgettable moments together. Most of my favorite memories will always be the times we spent on stage performing and bringing joy to others. I know he would want me to keep going, to keep creating, making, and sharing music. So that's exactly what I tend to do. I pour myself into everything I create, and this project is no exception. It's been a journey, and I'm extremely proud of the results. There's so much more to come. Stay tuned. All my love, Carol. Yes.
I'm so like he's one of the ones that I was really really worried about, because with the Jackson's Next Generation show, we saw how decades later how he was still dealing with like the loss of their mom and stuff, and um even when like with Michael and stuff, he still was taking it like really really hard. So I'm sure like it's hard for him, for all of them, but in a way, I think this will be good for them to continue to. I don't know, maybe this is a way for them to get through, like process things by like working through it, like making music, you know, maybe like finding tributes to do through the music, through the art. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I know for me, I do take a time out. And usually when we time out, it's just like literally just reflecting on everything. And then I personally find when I'm busy, it really helps, especially being creative, it really helps with the healing. Um, I get the impression that Tito always encouraged his sons to keep creating and stuff. My mom was like so supportive. So it's like anytime I do anything, I think of her and just like making her proud. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Tito's the same. Like, and it's funny, like sometimes when Tito says something like the tough love, I'm like, oh my God, my mom's the same way. Like again, you're rolling your eyes, you're annoyed, but you also need someone to like tell you how it is too. Like there's gotta be like good feedback and stuff. So I love my mom's feedback. Like sometimes my mom would be like, Trisha, you need a wig cap. Trisha, like Trish, like it would be harsh, but I would make sure certain things wouldn't happen again. So harsh with love, though, not harsh being mean. Do you know this answer? Who manages Tito's Instagram and 3T's Instagram? I personally don't know.
Honestly, I think I have an idea, but I'm not for certain. But I feel like it's kind of managed either by the same person or group or some something like that. I think because I notice it's very organized, and like even with the Jacksons and stuff and Jackie's page, like when stuff is put out, it might not be the exact same post, but it's promoting the same thing. But it's just kind of like a little bit different.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
You know Terrell's still doing tarot talks?
No, shut up. I would love to book time with him.
Yeah, because I was like, I have been wanting to do a tarot talk, but I'm like, definitely not doing it now because, you know,
Oh,
he's probably like, you know, still grieving and stuff. I thought he was taking time. And then also sometimes some people can be like inconsiderate and like, you know, get on there and just, I don't know, and
I don't
bring up stuff.
I don't think people mean to be that. Those people, I honestly think most people have no idea how intrusive they're being. Like I promise you. Some people are jerks, but I think more people are just like legitly clueless. So that's why I was just like, um, don't bring no heaviness to no concerts. Like just keep it light, bro. Like don't do
Right.
it. Because if you got enough people doing that, like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, like you're gonna trigger stuff. I don't care how strong you are. Um, but look, you know when I saw strength the night we went to Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen strength like that. And honestly, it's been helping me personally. Like with everything that's happened with me. I was like, they put on a whole show, was insanely nice to everybody. Smile, like no heaviness in their heart when they talked to us for the meet and greets. And I said, every time I got something tough to do, I'm going to think of the Jacksons in Ohio. Like that was a flex. Like, don't get it twisted. My family, especially my mom and grandmother, were super strong like that as well. I do admire people that could still put on a aura of calmness and happiness when Rome is burning. I'm like, what? And it's helped me navigate through tough stuff because, like, you know, unfortunately, when you lose a loved one, you only get 3 paid grievance days, and like, which is not enough. Like, I know people who lost children, spouses, parents are tough, sometimes siblings, and I'm like 3 days. But at the end of the day, you have to be at work and be like, "Hi, everyone." You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. And I'm like, that's so crazy. So shout out to all of us, man, that gotta get through tough stuff and still wear your mask, smile, even though your heart is aching. Um, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Like it's especially like Terrell and TJ, they're constantly making music. Um, and they took a lot of time off, but they're slowly coming back. Oh, so Jackson Source does their pages. That kind of makes sense.
That's what I figured. Yeah, he has something cool on there.
Taro?
Yeah, like it's a private listening session for his new like music project that you have on there.
So guys, if you have the time and money to support Taro in this way, book a session with him. Book a session, and please don't be like inconsiderate and ask about heavy stuff. If he brings it up,
Right.
sure. But like, don't you bring it up. If he feels like he wants to talk about his father, fine. But don't be like, y'all know stuff about him enough to talk about his music, things you like. Come on. Like, if you're gonna book a session, keep it joyful and let him lead. Jackson, especially like Taro and TJ, they're really good at leading the conversation. Let them lead the conversation and take it from there.
Yeah, because he's really good about doing that. Like he was even asking me questions, just like, and it wasn't even like Jackson related. He was just like, oh, like, what have you been like watching lately? Any cool shows or anything like that? And so he knows a way to keep it going. So maybe if you accidentally say something, and let's say he brings up a different topic as a way to like kind of like, okay, let's not talk about that. Just follow suit with him. Just follow suit with him. And I would say just keep a focus on his music. Like come in there with a set of questions. Like if you don't know what to say, prepare like questions or something. just in case.
I think I might book a session. If I book a session, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Because my money's tight right now. So as soon as I get some eBay money, I'll be like, let's book a. I mean, I don't know what I would. I think I know I'll probably be more on the gadget side with him and be like, what tech are you into now? But, you know, I don't know. Probably about his music.
You know, I could see him making him like an independent mini documentary of like him working behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like he's good with technology. His editing was good, like when he would make the YouTube videos. So I'm like, ooh, why don't he merge that together?
You could say he's a perfectionist. Him, TJ, Michael, you can tell like, you know, like they are good with they're perfectionists. You can just tell.
One time TJ said, I didn't think you guys would like this song. I said, huh?
And it'll be perfect.
What do you
So
mean?
Kelly, you could book a session with Tarot. It's called Tarot Talks. And you know, like we were saying, like basically if you do book a session, let him lead. You know, it's okay to say, you know, I'm sorry about your loss, but please like don't dwell on it, you know. I'm sure the brothers know, his kids know that we're sorry. I think now we just need to start moving in a vibration of healing and moving on and letting you know it's okay to talk or not talk about it. Like with me personally, I just got comfortable talking about my mom, but my mom also passed away 5.5 years ago. Sometimes people would get me off guard at events, and I'm not gonna lie, it would make me almost cry in real time. So I mean, I would say, "Oh, thank you," and I would literally try to walk off as quickly as I possible, just so I don't tear up. So you just gotta like be mindful. Like Tarot, it's so funny. Like me and Tarot had that one thing in common. Like, so I was around my mom in her last days. I was the last child to have vacation with her. And thank God though we all got to see our mom for Thanksgiving. But the point is, I had like the last vacation, so I have like as grateful as I am. That used to make me sad in real time though. So it was just like, you know, Taro's the only son that got to be on stage with his dad, and the way that he got to do it. So as grateful as he is, it's also probably a triggering sad memory too, because he'll no longer be able to do it. So you just got to be, you know, I know some of you guys have no idea what it is to lose your parents, but I'm telling you from someone who lost both, let the person lead the conversation, and it's their way of saying it's okay to talk or not talk about it. They just lost their dad 7 months ago. I would tread very lightly, very, very lightly. That's for all three of them. Like, you know, because this is not easy at all. Oh, thanks, Teresa. And you know, in the ideal situation, I think they need more time off, my opinion. But unfortunately, they had commitments, they have tours, they have anniversary albums coming out. There's a lot going on. So just give them grace.
Yeah, I'm glad we went over this because I had no idea he was still doing it. And I don't know, I get it. Some fans themselves can get emotional and they kind of like, I don't know if they call themselves relying on the particular Jackson they're talking to as like a source of like comfort and stuff. And it's like, you know, you're talking to this, you know, this Jackson who's passed like child, like they're like, you're feeling it heavy. Imagine how they're feeling. And I'm sure they don't want to be bombarded with this. And I'm sure they have constant reminders every day that he's not there anymore. So just try and be respectful. Try and be mindful. Um, be intentional, like with what you're gonna say. Be intentional, and yeah.
So, but that'd be a great way to show love, support. He also has merch. There's ways to support the brothers as well. Taro and TJ have singles and EPs. You can go to your favorite streaming services, download it, Apple Music, Amazon, etc. You could book sessions for both for Taro Talks, and TJ has in the studio sessions. And what else? Merch. I'm as a matter of fact, I'm about to order TJ's, what they call it, it's an album that's only 100 of them. But the point is, I just got my money, so I can get that. There's a CD vinyl. What is it called? Interrupt Me. There we go.
Oh, the single.
Yeah, it has. I said, you know what? Let me just get it, because I'm big on collecting Jackson stuff. That's super rare if you only have 100 press. So these are ways you can support. They have membership. Not Taro, but TJ has memberships for Instagram, YouTube. When their singles come out, please stream it. Make TikToks, shorts, reels. Like, my dream is to have every Jackson to have some viral trend for every album and single that comes out. Austin has stuff coming out next month. Next week. Make a even if it's like, you making food or something, use their music. A lot of people are discovering the Jacksons through some of my reels and TikToks. So it's just like, oh, like someone said on one of my TikToks with TJ, oh, it's giving me MJ vibes. It's just like people may not be around, normies may not be aware of stuff that we're aware of. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you do it. Tori, did you get to listen to the album? Oh, I think the Tarot Talk you did was from a year ago, right?
Oh, it's been a minute. I did the 30-minute session. But I don't know. When I saw that he had that available, I'm like,
right?
I might, because I love his music. Like, he has some of my favorite music out of the second gen. Like, he's up there for me. So anytime he puts something out, like, I'm buying it. Like, when he used to do those like single releases that you can buy, anytime I got that email, I'm like, no hesitation, I'm buying it, download, promoting it. So I don't know, I might look into actually doing that private listening session.
That's a good idea, actually, because I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, talk about the music, the things they're looking forward to do. Don't make it about you so much by carrying the sadness for them. Put joy in there. Yes. Like, that's one, like, all my friends, they are so joyful around me. Oh my God, we've had so many tragedies at our job in the last in 3 weeks. But at work, we always share what we're going through. But no lie, like 10 minutes later, everyone's cracking jokes and changing the energy. It's like I just needed to get it out. And like, for me, I personally like when things are like as normal as possible, because there's a heaviness that I can't explain when you lose a parent. It kind of like, even like just certain deaths, it just lingers. So just bring joy, bring happiness. Taro's so passionate about his music. Talk about his music. Talk about his children. What makes him happy, things like that. So he's a gadget head as well. So if you love gadgets, so does he. So yeah, same thing. Talk about the music. Yeah. And they're humans at the end of the day. So be kind. You like, just how us fans get sometimes. And we be crying, and I'm like, don't do that to them, y'all. Like, please don't. Thoughts of Jafar. You want to take over? You're speaking to Jafar Jackson, expert. You want to take over, Tori?
You want me to recite off a whole biography? No, I'm kidding.
Just your thoughts, because I know you are passionate about some Jafar Jackson.
Another one of my favorite second gen. Yeah, he's great. He's amazing. He's multi-talented. I feel like he's going places. hopefully, and I don't know if there's some sort of contract or maybe he can't be out there like that with the movie going on and everything, and then after the fact he can, kind of do stuff, do more stuff, be out there. But I feel like once this movie comes out, people like the world is going to see him, the general public. And I even think with just the talk of the movie, more fans are paying attention to him, and they're seeing like what we have been seeing. So I think personally he's going to be a great Michael. He has that. He's lucky because he has the genetic factor where his mannerisms are like him, and I don't know. He has a thing about him. It just reminds me of him. And Trish said the same thing, but also work ethic. He has a very good work ethic. Self-taught pianist. Um, I hope he puts out more solo music too. I need an album,
I
something.
know. Someone had wrote earlier, I hope I could find it, about the biopic being two parts, and they were asking here we go. What are your thoughts about it? You can go first.
I'm gonna be so for real. I don't want it. I don't want it in two parts. It feels weird to have a biopic. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't think off the top of my head if this has been done about like a biopic about someone's life being split into two parts. When it's not I'm not talking about like a TV production like BET did the New Edition story and they had it in three parts. Like that was a mini series. I'm talking about a blockbuster film going into theaters and stuff. Like it just doesn't. I don't know. It don't feel right. Um, I get it. Some people probably don't want to sit for a long time, but they've done it with Oppenheimer. They've done it with the Avatar movies. Like, if they can sit there and be still for that, and that was a whole big thing, like the Oppenheimer Barbenheimer thing going on. People were sitting there for hours during that movie. So I don't understand why like it's a thing with Michael, but I don't know. I really don't want to split in two parts, and I know how society likes to move on quick. Like there might be a bunch of hype for part one, but when part two comes out, would they have been like moved on? What is this gonna do for like the Oscars, like the qualifications for them getting awards? Like I don't
Well,
know.
I would prefer it to be one part. However, piggybacking on what you said a little earlier, I don't think there's ever been a two-part biopic either. So if it's done right, then that would go, you know how like Michael always innovates something. Maybe this is something introducing, because I would say the advantage of Bohemian Rhapsody versus Michael Jackson is like Michael Jackson lived longer than that artist. So it's just
Mhm.
more to cover, way more to cover. So I was just like, I would prefer one part, but two parts, if it's done right, could be something brown groundbreaking. And I think that's something they definitely wanted to do. They wanted to do something innovative to the next level. If it's done right, like for example, Wicked, I cannot wait to see part two. I have been thinking about part two since I left the theater months ago. So if it's done right, if it's not a long stretch, it's within like, let's say 6 to 8 months, then it could be great. But it has to, but then the pressure is this better be great. You better be telling us something for real. I want to be like, is this like with MJ the musical? There were things that happened in that play, and I'm like, is that real? Is this real? Is this real? And some people said, because I spoke to Melanie, some of the things that were mentioned were real. Not all of it, but some of it. Things that made me go, huh? I wasn't aware of this. So um I'm for it if it's done Michael Jackson standard excellent. It
Yeah,
has
the
to have
impact.
people like, I have to see part two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that impact. It has to. The impact has to hit just as hard as if it was one complete, just full movie, and it has to end off in a way. Like I have an idea of how they could split it, but each part has to end on like a powerful note that leaves us like, you know, maybe with like goosebumps. Like, okay, I'm definitely going, because we'll go back, but the general public, like if you're aiming for the general public, they have to go about it in a strategic way.
Yeah. So we'll see. We will see. Um, I would say more people don't want the part two than not. Should we do a poll on this? Should we do a poll? Maybe during the watch party, I'll do a poll how you guys feel about the part one. We did one last week, but or you know what? We'll wait till they confirm it. I'm not gonna like. I feel like let's wait for them to talk. But like normies keep talking about this, and these are normies that are connected to the industry. So that's what's making me going like it's probably going to be two parts. So who knows? There was something. Shoot. I know I saw something that I was trying to grab. There we go. The singles he released are on the album. I didn't listen to the whole thing yet, but my favorite is Melt. Ooh, okay.
Really?
What? I can't wait.
Okay, so then technically we have heard I think we have heard some of the album then. Let me see. Cuz he put something out shortly before you know, TITO passed, and you know, he had to put stuff on hold. Wait, I need to go. Let me see if it's still up there. He posted about something. Uh, oh, maybe it was a song.
Yeah, they're trying to make history on this. And it would be disappointing if they didn't cover all and set the record straight. I think we are going to learn something new. I absolutely agree. I don't think they would do anything unless they felt it was necessary. Um, it's too full of a life. We're talking 5 decades of a life versus Bohemian Rhapsody. What? I mean, yeah, it's different. It's different. I think he was in the industry for like 2 decades. Oh,
I okay. And those are all good songs. He posted about something like All My Love, and I didn't know if that was supposed to be like the EP at first, and then he just changed it into an album. But it was like back in September.
lovely. I think there are more fans who I say it's split, but I feel like it's leaning more to I want one part instead of two. But I think there's a reason for it. So once they announce it, and if I'm like available, if they announce it, on a Wednesday, I'll just come out. But they have been so quiet, and the quiet they are, the more I feel like, oh yeah, something's wrong. So something's wrong. I hope they show. I hope that the biopic show Michael spending time with his family, such as his sister-in-laws, nephews, nieces, as well as more. Well, we know 3T's in there, right? Right? At least Taj is in there. Did they cast TJ and Taro? I'm not sure. All
Ooh,
My
I
Love
forgot about
was
that.
originally the name of the album, but it's also a single. He changed it.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So, but I was just happy to see a post from Taro. He's like, when me and Tori saw him on stage, there were times where it got a little tough and you felt it. But I get it. I admire him more that he got on the stage knowing his heart was broken. That must have been so hard for him to do. So he got through it, but you could tell he was feeling his dad. So just to see that he's out, he's keep living his dream. Um, If y'all could see him in Europe, please go out, man. Like, I'm tempted to get like visas and stuff just in case I can figure out. I think what makes traveling harder, the flights are just so much more money. So
Yeah.
it's not like how it was before the pandemic. We were going all over the place for like 200, 100. I used to go to Florida for $75. So I'm like, now it's, sure, they bugging. Like, I'm supposed to be in Cali for a wedding, and most of my family in New York and Jersey's not going because nobody could afford it. So I'm like, dang, man. I cannot wait to hear what he's about to do. I know we put in I think I put in 2 songs from Terrell yesterday. Cause I figure like, of course, if you're doing a showcase on an artist, the majority should be from that artist, and then we sprinkle some stuff here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But I know for sure Austin Brown will be doing next week. Just getting the word out.
Ooh.
Them second gens are keeping us busy.
Yes.
They're going
But I
on.
like it though. I used to pray for times like this, Like we're musically we're being fed. We are being so fed. TJ, we can always rely on TJ to give us something. Whether it's a song, EP, you name it, short film, music video, he got us. Terrell, he's coming back with the music. A
Yeah.
whole album now. I'm so happy. Um Austin, he had the singles. Now he's coming out with the album. He was touring, and I heard isn't Paris coming out with something new?
I believe so.
Yeah, we're fed
I believe
abundantly.
so. So least we can do, guys, stream the music, download the singles, and support. Like a single now is like $1.29. Please buy the singles. This is some of the stuff that Taro posted. I have that pic. I forgot which show I got it from, but Tito gave it to me. I was like,
What?
yes.
Frame that.
Yeah, remember that little bat and ball that we got for the tribute? I still have that. So I want to put that, a guitar that I definitely want to put my favorite picture with Tito. It's actually I had purple hair and Tito was in my Snapchat. That's my favorite picture with him.
Oh, I love that vlog.
Tito in my Snapchat. Tito.
Yeah, you should make like a shadow box.
Yes.
Maybe if you still have like I don't know, I see people do it kind of like if they have like a VIP concert thingy, they'll put their wristband like with a picture in the frame, and then they'll put the wristband on top. And
I gotta find. I think I have mine from the meet and greet from the Apollo. I just gotta. I wish I put that stuff like in more organized, but I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Yes. Gotta make sure they're good. Real talk. So this is from yesterday, y'all. This had me like on the floor, and then like I was like, no.
Oh my goodness. See, he is a collector.
Mm-hmm.
Even the hat, it has his pick, and then like the guitar. Oh my goodness.
I love seeing Terrell stuff. Terrell like reminds me of Prince in a way like he understands the legacy of the family. So thank God Terrell preserved a lot of things, the history. Hopefully somebody will put some of it in a museum, because I'm like, he gets it, Not
Yeah.
saying the other ones don't get it, but the Jacksons are a very unique and powerfully musical family. So when the textbooks decide to get it right, it'd be nice to have that stuff there.
Yeah, each of them have their own like niche and stuff, and he happens to be the one that's like the, I don't know, what you call it, an archivist, kind of like an archivist. And it's cool that you have somebody like that, because like I feel like every family or group of people need somebody like that. Because then they'll be like, wait a minute, do you have that picture back in? Da, 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 da. And I feel like that's probably going to end up being
That's
me.
me. Like, I'm one of those people, I tape everything, and then people be like, Trish. like sometimes I'm like the one who has the only footage of something, and I'm like, yeah, I got you. So we're actually going to get into the live. I might let you listen to it, but I'm going to cover it. Does that make sense? Because I'm like, they don't have enough views for us to be taking views from them, but I'll let y'all listen to it. So we're going to try to share my screen and see. This was done 6 months ago. Now, let me see if I can see the backstory of this real quick.
A lot of people need.
I meant to do research, but it was insanely busy today. No. All right, we'll just listen to it and then we could take it apart afterwards.
Need to replace their windows or patio doors, but they put it on.
Y'all can hear it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let me just do one thing on my side. Where is this asset? I feel, because I'm like, can I show this? All right. I feel like this is not dark enough. What would you do? Make it darker or leave it alone? Tori.
Play it without sound real quick.
A real name. It's your nickname.
No, it's
I think that works. Like the point is, like, if you know what I'm saying, like it compromises the original.
Yeah, so it makes people want to go look at, like, see
really
the clear picture, go to the original.
I will make it a little darker while he's talking, but for now we'll just play it, okay?
And he stands.
Okay.
I was like, what?
Wait, are we pulling it up
TITO
on
is not-
another device
everybody
or
calls
just
you
watch off here?
I would say just here is probably fine, unless you want to see it on a different device. That's up to y'all.
Everybody calls you TITO Jackson, but TITO is not your real name. It's your nickname.
No, it's a nickname. I was born as Toriyama when they lost their mom. You know, you had all kind of people trying to come in and be a mom to them, and I say the closest one to be that image is my mom.
What? One glove, and then when he does the moonwalk, and then he stands on his 2 feet, and then I was like, what the?
Yeah, the moonwalk really surprised
I
me.
never saw that one before.
I've seen it before, but I've never seen him do it.
Hey, what up? It's Game, man. Nando.
Hey, what's up? Yo, this is 50 Cent.
Hey, this is Rihanna Fernando.
Hey, yo, Fernando. What's up? It's DJ Khaled. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is J Balvin. Nando Licks, okay? Fernando. X is in that station for a reason, baby. Nando Licks. Real talk.
This is an exclusive interview. This man is an icon. It's because this man broke the string on the guitar that we know about the Jackson 5. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only TITO Jackson right here in Real Talk. Let's go!
How you doing, Fernando?
I'm good, man. Great to have a conversation with you. Like, I've met your boys, your sons, Treaty.
Yeah.
So it's an honor.
Yeah.
To have this conversation.
Yeah. They told me a little bit about you. And
okay.
So I'm proud to do this interview.
Only good things, I hope.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and also saw that you also watched my interview I had with TJ.
Yeah.
What you think about that one?
That was a great interview.
Yeah, thank you.
That was a great interview.
Yeah. He spoke highly of you as well.
Yeah. They always put me on the pedestal, which great feeling. You know, they good, pretty good boys. You know.
How does that feel to be a father, to have so much love and admiration from your kids? I mean, you can only see how you is as a man based on what you've done for your kids. So how is it to hear your children speak so highly of you?
Well, it makes me feel really good. You know, they speak highly of me all the time and give me my props. So it's a great feeling. But I put a lot of time into those guys, and they're great young men, great fathers, great husbands, and great people.
Amazing. In this conversation, I want to go deep into who Tito Jackson is. Growing up in Gary, Indiana, the whole Jackson 5 movement. You seen Michael Jackson do the moonwalk before we saw him do the moonwalk at the Motown anniversary show. And basically, you just putting out music. And everybody was like, well, why hasn't Tito Jackson put out music way back, a solo project? For those people that ask those questions, what was the reason that you decided to put out your first solo album at the age of 62? Why did you wait so long?
Well, first of all, let me back up because we were doing a concert in LA at the Forum, and I think it was my son's first one. And we had on costumes, and they were sparkling and this and that, and they were just coming up to the brothers and, are these real diamonds? Are this, that, and this? And they enjoyed the show tremendously. And they went home, and my wife and I noticed that they were trying to be on stage. They were young, 5, 6, 7 years old. And I said to them, do you really like show business or what you just saw tonight? And yeah, Dad, we want to be just like you and Uncle Marlon and Michael and Uncle Jackie. Said, well, first of all, I'm going to tell you something. It's a lot of work, and you can't play brooms. They have the brooms, trying to be the Jackson. I said, you have to really play a guitar or piano or drums and all that. And so I opened up my musical equipment to them, basically, with supervision. And I let them play on the pianos and the drums and bongos and all these things. And they practiced, they listened, and when they were real young, I thought they would probably mess with it for a week at the longest, but they really were very interested in the business. And I thought about it. They say that the business is not good, but it's been good for the brothers.
Yeah.
It's been good for the kids, and I think is how you take it as a business, what you do in the business. It's not good if you don't have a solid, strong head on your body. So
how did you instill that mindset to young boys that have a dream to become as successful and great as the Jackson 5, seeing their uncles and their father being successful? How do you create a mindset that they know how hard it is to work? Because when you have the last name Jackson, it opens doors.
Yes. And you have to work hard.
Yeah.
And I really believe in that. And sometimes I think 3T don't work hard enough because they have families and such. But you really have to put things in perspective order and work hard and get where you go. Because the harder you work in the early stages, the easier it would be later, because you put in the work for it. And you just tell them, you want to be this, you want to be a ball player or athlete or whatever it is. These guys just didn't come up hitting home runs. Barry Bonds worked for that home run king spot. I bet you he worked out every day, So they kind of understood it, and they were used to working hard on the baseball field because I worked them on the baseball field as well. And I just told them you have to practice every day, hour or two, and do the work.
Yeah. So you instilled the work ethic.
And my wife, she at the time, she also, was a great help.
Yeah.
making sure they practiced when I wasn't around and those type of things. And they had their first gig, which was at my house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but Yamaha, the company Yamaha, was having a party there, and they wanted the 3T to perform, so that was their first performance.
Wow. At your house. It was
Yes,
like,
yes.
again, and how old were they? Like 9, 10, 11?
They were around that age, you know,
So-
little kids.
Yeah.
I don't think they got
and,
footage of that.
I took them down in the studio and recorded them. TJ standing on a.
Huh?
I wonder if they got footage of that, like at what concert they did. And I like hearing his backstory because I don't know, you don't hear too much about like what specifically sparked their interest. And I'm sure we know it was like we could assume it was the Jacksons, but like to hear it from TITO, like okay, what kickstarted exactly? Bring something new. Some more information for us.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad they did this interview because like you're getting the tidbit of him and his sons, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Let's check it.
Milk crate, just like Michael used to do with Jackson 5.
Yeah.
You know, and, they made a record entitled, they probably never played it for you, called All My Lovin'. Yeah.
That's the first song they ever recorded.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. It was basically about little boys growing up in the neighborhood. And he had a girlfriend, but mom and dad was moving away to another state. And, you know, I'm going to be sending you all my loving, you know.
They was writing all these lyrics or
Yeah.
Wow.
When I wrote songs for them,
Yeah.
I would make them participate, you know, in the whole thing. So that's how basically it's a lot of work, you know.
Yeah.
You got to do this. No, you can't go do this right now. You got to do that.
Yeah, a lot of
and
people
then,
underestimate the work
plus,
ethic.
you know, they had the excitement of Michael's career being so hot, you know, and they saw he worked hard and his uncles worked hard and they had no choice, you know.
Yeah.
They knew you couldn't get it easy.
And when you look at this, like this is one of the plaques, like song 24/7. What do you think when you see this picture? There's a memory that comes up. You see the 3 sons here in the photo shoot looking up.
Yeah, that's back in the 90s. Yeah, 3T did very well with that record.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you like get like because like in the process of them, because I remember TJ saying like in the process of finishing the album, their mom got murdered, and that was a very hard period for them to figure out a way. But they finished the project in honor of your ex-wife.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Didi. How was that situation? Being a father, seeing your sons in that much pain.
That was terrible time. You know, we had just gotten divorced, maybe a month and a half.
What?
And I lived in another city, and I got the phone call from, I believe it was Terrell, that gave me the news. So I rushed over to where they were in about an hour and a half, and they were just soaking, and I didn't know how to soothe them. So I told them all, you know, grab some things. We're going down to grandma's house, and the whole family. They had the whole family there, and I knew that it was going to be a hard ride, you know, because she was basically the strength of that connection of the 3 brothers growing up together. You know, she was with them probably more than me. I was with them when I wasn't singing or when I was at the baseball practices. and things of that nature. So she was mostly a backbone, I would say. She was able to make certain trips that I wouldn't be able to make with them. And it was a funny thing because when they lost their mom, you know, you had all kind of people trying to come in and be a mom to them. And I say the closest one to be that image is my mom. You know, I want to be with my mom. So they got at the house and Michael got some counseling for them.
Wow.
And then things of that nature that they would meet twice a week.
Jermaine struggled for years with dental issues before finally finding Nuvia. Listen to what he wanted most after his...
How they deal with that type of thing. And I just thought about it and said, wow, if I lost my mother at a young age, it would tear me up.
Yeah.
You know, so, and they pretty sure they still feel pains at times.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember them, like, because I interviewed them a couple of times, and every time when that subject comes up, I could, like in the interview I did with TJ, you could still see the hurt, but the thing that I saw as a very important sparking point is how he said, like, what my Uncle Michael did for me during that period, did for us, being there for us, taking us on trips and going to the Toys R Us, and then just giving us, he says, like, when he died, the only thing that he thought how he can repay him was to be that for him, how he was for him as an uncle, to be there for his children. How does it feel to see one of your sons being so mature about something like so special?
Yeah, that was basically their personality. You know, I think they would be great and either with their mother here, you know, for the children.
Yeah.
So plus that's one of the ways they were brought up. You know, I used to try to get them to swear a little bit.
Yeah.
And they didn't do none of that kind of crazy stuff. So they sort of looked at me sort of like the rowdy one, you know.
But you're like, your image is always the laid back one, the relaxed one.
Yeah.
Does that image really fit you, or is it just how you maintain? Because like you want to get rowdy, but
I can't answer that, you know. But sometimes I do want to get rowdy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I want to bite heads off. You know, but you got to keep it cool. You know?
You got to relax. You got to be like,
yeah.
Jackson cool.
Coming out.
Like that's like like
the one coming out.
Tito, I guess you could say Papa T.
that's normal. I think every person sometimes would like to just like get angry, but is it sometimes hard to be able to respond how you want to respond without having it in the back of your mind? Wait, I'm a Jackson. I gotta relax. Is that sometimes hard to like balance?
Yes, because at times you just want to tell them how it is, you know. But you got to be cool about it, you know, especially in the business.
Yeah.
You might not be able to tell them how it is because they're responsible for getting PR. Oops, sorry. They're responsible for getting PR or maybe promoting your record. So you just can't tell them how it is.
Not yet. Later in the book.
Yeah.
But like, let's take back to like Gary, Indiana, like growing up there. We read a lot about this on online or website, but take me back to the small Tito. What was it like growing up in Gary, Indiana? The vibe, the energy, the
Well, it was different than California, that's for sure. But we were kids, you know, we weren't allowed out at night. That whole thing, you know, you play hide and seek until it's dusk. then my father used to have a saying, don't let the street lights catch you. Because if those lights come on, it's too dark for you to be out. So we have to be in by that time. But it was different. It's a small city, so you're able to get around. So we did get around town as young little bad boys, because I had my brothers to hang out with, along with a couple of friends, So we go on the other side of town and just hang out a little bit, doing what we're not supposed to be doing, and running home, not trying to beat the street lights before they come on. And my father didn't play, so
when you came in too late, it was like, okay.
They didn't catch me. Yeah.
You were like too slick. You're like,
yeah.
Because everybody calls you Tito Jackson, but Tito is not your real name. It's your nickname.
No, it's a nickname.
Yeah.
And my real name is Toriyama.
Yeah, like your oldest son. He has a name as well.
I was born as Toriyama.
Yeah.
And I changed my name about 40 years ago, I think, something like that. Because I thought that was more masculine, because it's...
Did you know about the name change?
Wait.
Did you hear what he said?
The Tariana?
Yeah, that he changed his name.
Tito?
Yeah. Let me go back a little bit.
I could.
Everybody calls you.
Go ahead.
No, play it real quick. I want to hear.
Tito Jackson, but Tito is not your real name. It's your nickname.
No, it's a nickname.
Yeah.
And my real name is Toriyama.
Yeah, like your oldest son. He has a name as well.
I was born as Toriyama.
Yeah.
And I changed my name about 40 years ago.
So his was more Tori, like your name, Toriano.
Oh.
And he changed it to Terry. I say, wait a minute. That's a fun fact.
Wait, keep playing again?
I'm going back just a little bit. So he had more of a Toriano name and he changed it to Tariano.
I knew I wasn't crazy.
All right. We'll play one more. I was like, what did you say?
Hold on. Because it was crazy is I used to have a friend. I said, give me a nickname. Give me some nicknames. And so she gave me like Torito and she gave me Torianto.
So his nickname could have been Tori. Wait a minute. Not the watch.
Those lights come on.
Oops.
It's too dark for you to be out. So we have to be in by that time. But it was different. It's a small city.
Everybody calls you Tito Jackson, but Tito is not your real name. It's your nickname.
No, it's a nickname.
Yeah.
And my real name is Toriyama.
Yeah, like your oldest son. He has a name as well.
I was born as Toriyama.
Yeah.
And I changed my name about 40 years ago, I think, something like that. Because I thought that was more masculine, because in school, they were saying Tori, calling me Tori for short. And I said, that's a girl's name, Tori.
Wait.
I'd rather be Terry, so I changed.
Yeah, I know. I said,
whoa.
That's crazy.
So, okay, because everybody was confused, like, when he passed, like, there was two different spellings going around. So, the way they pronounce it so differently, even when it was before the name change, Marlon would like call him Tariano. So it was like a different. In my head, I was taking it like spelled the same way as Tariano, like the TA instead of the Tory sound. But
now we know
what
he's part of the two T's. Toriano crew.
This just gets. I'm sure the general public, they so tripped out about the Jackson name.
Right, because a lot of people think he's named Tito. It's like, so there's one thing. Then we thought it was Tariano, and they're like, no, it's Toriano. What?
Because I heard Toriano, then I've heard Tariano.
But that explains the confusion. He changed the name legally.
Tariano.
We're just gonna keep it Tito time.
Yeah, because at first I thought you was like, wait, did you hear that about the name change? I was like, oh yeah, Tito. Because he said that he got the nickname from, there's an old interview from the like older Jackson 5 days, and I think he said it was like from a boxer.
It's definitely the perfect name for him. Nickname Tito. It's just so catchy, and it's like that was a good choice to choose that for him. Maybe we'll hear about how I got a Tito name. Hold on.
Wow. And how do you get the name Tito then? Like
my father named me after a boxer.
All right, go ahead.
Because he was a Golden Glove boxer, and I guess they knew each other or a friend or something, so he named me Tito.
Ah, okay. And do you also know how to box?
Who, me?
You can box?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I can throw down.
Okay.
If I have to. Absolutely. The Jackson brothers said at times.
Yeah.
We had to put it right.
Yeah. And that was when you were young, growing up in Gary, Indiana, or when you moved to?
Yeah. To California too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Matter of fact, my first year at Fairfax High School in Los Angeles, we had some trouble from some students from the school across town.
Yeah.
Because we had been on the Ed Sullivan show, and the girls were going crazy. And, you know, being a young man, you sort of don't like that.
Yeah.
You know, they getting all the girls and this and that thing. So Jackie was dating this girl named Kathy.
Yeah.
And I guess her boyfriend went to another school. So they called themselves going to come to our school to straighten us up, you know, on our grounds. And they got straightened up. You know, they didn't know anything about where we were from, or what area, Chicago, how rough it is.
Yeah.
You know, one thing my father always told us, don't start trouble, but if trouble come your way, take care of it.
Okay.
You know, so we were brought up, my father used to, on the weekends, he would have all the kids in the neighborhood come over, all the little gangsters that thought they were, and make us box them. So we started boxing these kids in the neighborhood, and because he said, I don't want these boys wondering who y'all are, but I want them to know you can take care of yourself.
So you had to like be able to.
Absolutely.
Oh wow.
He believed in that because that's what he did.
Yeah.
You know, he had to quit because he couldn't support the family doing that, being a Golden Glove fighter. But yeah, we did a lot of that. And, you know, I was about 10, 11, called myself hanging out with the little young thugs. My father called me, and he beat my butt right there on the spot.
Yeah.
In front of all the kids and everything. And he told them, if I see my boy hanging out with any of you, I'm going to kick all y'all asses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he meant it.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like a very, like, I could feel it because my mom was doing that as well. Like when she saw me doing wrong stuff, she gave me the Caribbean slipper. Like I know how the slipper works. Just like how Eddie Murphy said, like a slipper follows you through the house. That was basically my autobiographical part of my life. So I could understand this. But like when you hear the story about your father and the Jacksons, people, it was like he was very strict, and it was the image painted towards the world is that he was very strict and you couldn't do anything, and it was very. How do you respond to that when you hear those stories? Like, well, what's wrong with it with that picture they paint?
Ain't nothing. My father was strict, and he needed to be.
Hello, Mark Barden here from Sandy Hook Promise.
I was like, who was that?
I'm gonna say he needed to be strict because he has 6 boys, and growing up in that neighborhood, no telling what we would have got into. Maybe some of us drug dealers or alcoholics or thieves or whatever, all that is there to choose from. So he knew what he was doing. That's what I say, because in the United States, there's some bad things that can happen, like these kids going to school today, bringing the weapons and killing the classroom and all that craziness. So, and that's one of the things I strongly believe that they should take another look at. There should be some guidelines to punish your children. But when your kid do something very bad and all you can say, why you do that, and talk to him and this and that and give him times out, that don't work. That don't work no more. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I wouldn't want to be in a few generations from now. So it's needed. It absolutely is needed. For me, I never spanked any of my kids, except for once. I spanked Terrell.
Yeah.
He was playing with his little cousin, and they broke this window.
Yeah.
And his cousin is a little slow. He got in an accident as a kid. He got hit by a car.
Yeah.
He was about 9 or 10, Terrell. And I asked him, and I tried my best not to spank him. What happened? And he said, David did it. David did it. And the other two brothers, TJ and Taj, they said, no, he did that. No, he didn't do it. Terrell, I'm going to ask you one more time. Tell me the truth. What happened? David did it. David threw the ball. And they said that. So I said, I'll give you one more chance. And he stuck with his life.
David. It wasn't me.
David did it. So I had to take care of it, because I didn't want him lying like that.
Yeah.
And believing that he can get away with it.
Yeah.
That's more important than anything, because he would continue to do it.
Yeah.
So that's the only time I spanked one of my kids. Their mother took it to spanking.
Yeah. She took. I remember TJ telling me, like, my mom was kind of strict, so that part was already taken care of.
Yeah, I was more like, they buddy, we playing ball. I'm the fourth player, whatever, so that's the image I had with them.
Yeah.
Pretty at young age and teaching them. The only thing I was into car mechanics, and they weren't interested in it because you get grease on your hands and that type of thing. Took them fishing a few times. They didn't enjoy it because I would clink the fish in front of them and take the guts out. They won't eat today. They won't eat fish.
But just because of that.
No, listen, my dad used to take me fishing too. First, you got to put the worm on there. Then there's all this blood coming out the worm. Then you got the fish, and you can tell the poor fish is suffocating for dear life. And of course, we don't eat fish from the Hudson, which made it even weirder. Why are we fishing? We're not even eating this thing. We just killing it. I said, oh, hell no. Like, it is like, no. And then you smell like fish for the whole day. But on a positive note, it was time with my dad. I was like, this is a weird thing to do. I was like, what?
Traumatized by that. Daddy go fishing.
That was normal for me. I grew up that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And the first time you picked up that guitar, your dad's guitar, take us to that period of time, because that changed and created the whole Jackson empire.
Yeah. That
moment.
Well, there was always music around the house because my parents loved music. My dad sang a little bit and that sort of thing, and had a guitar, and his brother, Uncle Luther, had a guitar too. He was more of a blues musician, I would say. And I always sit there. I just sit there and watch them jam. I'm really young then, and you know. And one time, because I remember, he's always said, "Listen," he put us all on the couch. "I'm going to work. And don't none of you boys touch this here guitar." I couldn't wait.
One of the great challenges in this world is knowing enough about a subject to think you're right.
Another ad.
For him to leave. Because I've been wanting to play that thing ever since I've seen it, you know? And so he used to say that all the time, put it in the closet, and a few times it didn't get touched, you know, until one day, you know, I just had to do it. And I was playing it, and string pop. I didn't know what to do.
You're panicking?
I broke, you know, I thought I broke it.
Yeah.
You know, I thought he had to put it in the trash. You know, I was scared to death. And my mom said basically to me, "Don't worry about it, honey. Just put it away. And when he come home, I'll talk to him." That didn't work. He came home, opened that guitar case, and said, by just looking at his face, I know it's going to be some trouble. And he said, "Who have been messing with my guitar?" like that. And I just started crying.
Oh.
You know. Yes, so he took me in the room and gave me my paycheck and threw me back out, and he said, put me in the chair and put the guitar, "Show me what you know." And I'm playing and crying. I'm playing my little songs, you know, my little, that I heard on the radio. And then he looked at my mom and said, "This boy really playing, huh?" And she said, "Told you, Joe, he really likes the instrument. He really wants to play it." So my father found it in his heart to say, "You know what? You can have this here guitar."
He gave it to you?
He gave it to me and told me to learn all the songs on the radio that I liked. And that's what I did, you know, and we started jamming in the bedroom. Jermaine and Jackie.
What's up, MJ
Myself,
fangirl?
you know, hearing songs earlier that were popular on the radio.
And were they also into music, or was it more because you were like leading with the guitar that it started to catch on?
Yeah, then they start singing the songs, just the three of us without a record. Because usually when you're young like that, if you're singing, you sing next to the record. But we would just play the song and they would sing. We would sing a little 2 or 3 part harmony. Yeah. That's basically it.
And what was that the moment that you decided or felt like this is something, or was that a moment that was still we're having fun and
It was all fun for a long time, because even prior to that, we were singing with my mom country stuff as she washing dishes. You know, she'd be singing and then we'd come sing with her and stuff like that. But that was, the guitar stuff is probably the moment we looked at it as a group singing together as 3 brothers and singing songs that we liked on the radio, because my mom was singing Cotton Fields Back Home, country stuff like that. And we make harmony with her, but that wasn't our music, because we like to dance and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so we like the Temptations and Isley Brothers and stuff like that.
And then because I remember there was a time that you used to go by the name of the Jackson Brothers.
That was a long time ago.
What was it? That was after that period, right? When you
Yeah.
broke when you were practicing the tree, you guys.
Yeah,
Was this...
a little old lady named us the Jackson Five. We were performing in Gary, Indiana, and asked us what was the name of y'all group. We told her we didn't have a name. She said, "It's 5 of y'all. So why don't you just call yourself, your last name is Jackson, call yourself Jackson 5.
Yeah.
And that's how it started.
Because because it was you, Jackie, and Marlon at first, right? The three of you.
Me, Jackie, and Jermaine.
And Jermaine was but how did Michael, because he was the youngest, right?
Well, we heard Michael sing. We heard Michael sing at his elementary school in a play. Yeah. So that's how we discovered
that he could sing.
Yeah. We said, we pulled him back, told him, "You're in the group."
You're in the group. How old was he then? Like 4 or 5 or something?
Yeah, about 5, 6. Yeah, and Mom said, "Me too." Say, "You too, come on." No, they used to get on our nerve because they were.
Michael made the group before Marlon.
Yeah, and we're trying to really.
Michael made the group before Marlon.
I guess.
I thought you made it before, because I thought you had to be a certain age, and then when he got old enough, he made it, but they were still not making Michael or not letting Michael.
Well, it sounded like Michael was too young, but I mean, we seen the footage. Michael's insanely gifted, so to be like, all right, we made an exception. This one can do something.
Not this one.
This one can do something.
They play with cars out across the floor. But they would never sing nothing. Michael would never sing nothing. He'd just play with his cars or whatever. And we tell him, "Get out of here. I don't want to be in the group. Can I be in the group?" "You're too young." Tell him, "You're too young." Yeah, so eventually when we heard him sing that song, I forget the song, "Climb Every Mountain," something like that. Our faces broke.
Wow.
Yeah.
And at that moment, did you, like, all of y'all, like, knew was that a moment that you felt there's something special about our little brother, or?
Well, with Michael's talents, I always knew he was going to be great. How great, I don't know, but I knew he was going to be great and really great.
How did you know that then?
Yeah, he was that talented as a kid. But his main thing, he used to like to do the James Brown, so that was the thing then. So you could probably see a lot of that in his stuff.
With the lag,
Yeah. So.
And a lot of Fred Astaire as well. He mixes up.
Yeah, he liked all that, and Gene Kelly. So on.
Because everybody spoke about him doing the moonwalk at the Motown anniversary. That performance, I've watched it on YouTube 1,000,000 times. Like, all the views are my views. Like no, but because like the thing that mesmerized me the most is, like, you're seeing him there looking at people, and afterwards I'm filling in the words in my mind, like, he's going to show all these people his new stuff, and then he see him talking, then he puts on a hat to be like, what? One glove? And then when he does the moonwalk, and then he stands on his 2 feet, and then I was like, what did you know that he was going to do that?
Well, some of the moves he did in that I was used to seeing, but the moonwalk really surprised me. Yeah, the moonwalk really surprised me.
You never saw that one before?
I've seen it before, but I've never seen him do it. Yeah.
What do you see do it there? Like, because everybody's like, that's right. Where the hell did he learn?
We had a producer by the name of Fons Mizell that used to try to show him and Marlon the moonwalk, and he must have captured it. Yeah.
Wow. And you never saw him do it till that night?
Yeah. Wow. Mm-hmm. It was great too.
But that was the night that electrified, because if you watch the tape and the performance, you can hear something change in the room, the beat we hear, and how we.
Yeah, all that was new then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was because the story was that when people say like that was a moment that Michael got a chance to show off his greatness. Do you believe that was the birth moment of him like taking off, doing his own thing? That moment right there?
I don't know because he's done a lot of great things. I don't know because like I said, he's done a lot of things were great. Maybe it's the combination of how he put it together.
Yeah. The greatest album ever.
Yes, it is.
9 tracks.
Yeah.
The build up is because I was at the house, Havenhurst. He brought me to Havenhurst, and I was in the room where you had all of Michael pictures and all your pictures on the wall. There's a room to the right,
above the garage.
Yeah. I was. So you see all the things still intact, and he was explaining to me that he wrote 2 or 3 of the songs from Thriller in that house. Wow.
Yes.
And you also used to live at Havenhurst as well, right?
Yes. Everybody. Yes.
That's an.
I'm recording in that studio too.
You also recorded. Which songs did you do there? Then?
Well, Destiny was done a lot in there.
Okay.
Yes, that album, and plus it was more of a writing studio.
Yeah.
We'd try ideas in that studio and things like that. Then when we wanted to really lay them down, we'd go to Hollywood and do that.
Oh yeah. And to take us back in the time, how you guys got to Motown, Berry Gordy, that because Motown is when we talk about music history and about greatness and the Stevie Wonders and the Diana Ross, Jackson 5. I mean, come on, man. Like when I say Motown, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Temptations.
Yeah.
Berry Gordy, yeah. Temptations is my group when it comes to Motown. I enjoy them the most, although they're all great from Four Tops on.
Yeah.
But the reason that we wound up at Motown is we had just finished up a little residency at the Apollo Theater in New York, and we had a choice to either go on a national show of David Frost or go.
You might know Harbor Freight for affordability. What you might not know is performance.
To Detroit and audition for Berry Gordy, basically, which is Motown.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go to David Frost because I felt there's a chance Motown may not like you. And you miss the opportunity that the whole state or the whole country could see you.
Yeah.
You know, all the record companies. And but we went to Motown and got there, and they had a little room upstairs of the office where I guess they audition groups or whatever. And at that audition was Berry Gordy, his staff.
Yeah.
Part of his staff, I should say, Suzanne DePaz, and that whole thing. And we did our audition all while we singing, because some of the songs are Motowns and the whole thing. He's in the corner and he's just not saying nothing. He's over there, you know, with his head up halfway down, but looking up over his glasses and that whole thing, and not saying anything.
Yeah.
You know, and we're saying, do he like us? Or whatever, because we didn't get any reaction.
Yeah.
And when we finished, he clapped and he walked over to us and he said, I'm going to take your first 4 records #1. And he said, by the way, I'm giving a party for Diana Ross tomorrow.
Wow.
And I want you guys to come over and perform. And that's what we did. We were nervous because at the party was all the Motown greats from Marvin Gaye to Stevie to you just name it. It goes on. And here we are singing their songs to them, you know, being nervous, but they loved it too. And they said, welcome to the family and that whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're the open arms and all began right there. But the one that got Berry Gordy to listen to the Jackson 5 was, well, I always said it's two people. But Bobby Taylor, you know who he is?
No.
Bobby Taylor of the Vancouvers. He's got a record. Does Your Mother Know About Me?
Mm-hmm.
First time Barry heard about us was through Diana Ross. Not Diana Ross, I'm sorry. Gladys Knight, through Gladys Knight. And we didn't hear a response, you know. Then we did another show at the Regal Theater in Chicago. And Bobby Taylor, he's more forceful, talk, that type of person. He told him about us. He wants the group and this and that, and I want to produce on them and all this and this.
Yeah.
So he convinced Barry, let's just take a listen. So
Shout out to Bobby Taylor.
Right?
He's the one.
yes, he's the one.
Wow.
Because we not only were produced by Bobby Taylor, we also stayed with him in Detroit during the time of recording our first album. So
he also helped work on the.
Yeah, he's a great singer. Yeah. He produced presents Jackson 5, some of the tracks on that.
Wow.
Diana Ross.
Classic. Yeah, like I see you guys also cute on this. Like this is
this album. Bobby Taylor produced a lot on this album.
Want You Back is also on this one, right?
Yes. ABC.
He also did. He was also producing
this one.
I like how he got
amazing
the whole
also see
collection.
like a lot of these songs also being sampled also by hip hop artists. How do you think about, how do you feel about, I believe like Kanye West also sampled I Want You Back in Jay-Z's A is O, V is A. How do you feel when you hear the Jackson 5 music come back used by other artists and
I'm mad I covered up.
Yes, we know it. It's good music.
Yeah.
It's good music.
Yeah.
Evergreen. Yes.
Look at this picture, man. The afros.
Those old.
Look at this one.
Yeah.
Looking through the window. And is it also true that that Stevie Wonder is a cousin of you guys?
Yes. Oh my
I never knew that. Oh, like,
yeah. It's so far away though. It's not even worth talking about.
Oh, so just far away in the okay. Well, like Stevie Wonder and Samuel L. Jackson as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of relatives.
Maybe I'm the lost Jackson as well. Amazing. I heard about it. Like
Tito didn't say nothing.
The Jackson 5, right? There was also a period where you guys did an amazing tour. I mean, that tour, what's the name of that tour? There was a tour when Michael was supposed to tour the Thriller album. That in 82, 83, you guys went on a major tour. What was that like for you guys? Because that was the moment where everybody thought he was going to go on a tour, and he went with the Jacksons on tour. What was
that was the Victory tour.
Yeah, the Victory.
Yes, that was a great tour.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was massive, huge, broke a lot of records.
Yes.
But what was the reason that, I don't know, like maybe you could say, why Michael never went on his own tour and did that tour?
I don't know the real reason. I could imagine maybe he was just used to working with his brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was also we never got to see him tour with the Thriller album. So that's why, and nobody ever knew why he never toured with one of his greatest albums ever. And afterwards, he toured with The Bad.
Yeah, and the History.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was, you never knew the real reason. But and working with your brothers, right? Because there was a very long time that you guys didn't do music together. When was the time that you guys decided to go back on tour and let the whole music thing go? Because like I said, like you waited to do
It was something like 3 years after Michael passed away.
Yeah.
They understood that it wasn't going to be a Michael again, so they got together and decided to go.
How hard was that? I mean, like me as a Jackson fan, as a Michael Jackson fan, the day that he died, when I heard it, I was shocked. On stage, I was hosting a big event, and I let everybody sing like Billie Jean just to remember him. But that's me being a fan and at a distance. But you, as his brother, what was that like for you to lose your brother?
Devastating. You know, it's just like anyone else. You know, it's devastating, and didn't know what to do. You know, my sister Janet is the one that told me he was gone.
Wow.
Because when Terrell called me, he told me, is it true they said Michael's being rushed to the hospital under cardiac arrest? And my mother called later, and because I was building a studio at my house, you know, and she said, Tito, why don't you guys rush down to the hospital? They taking Michael to the hospital. And I was in carpenter stuff and raggedy clothes, so I changed clothes as quickly as I could and got some gas to go to Los Angeles. And on my way out the gas station, Janet called me and she said, Tito? I said, yeah, Janet. Are you driving?
If your neck looks like this, you need to watch this video. When you sit at your desk or use your phone, your head protrudes forward.
Pull over. I just knew she was gonna tell me.
Wow.
Mm.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, but it was sad. I didn't make it to the hospital. I made it to Havenhurst because it's on the way, you know, because I couldn't be around all that, you know. Unbelievable.
What was the last time you spoke with him? What's the last conversation you guys had?
I would say somewhere around maybe a couple of weeks prior to that, you know, because he told me he was working hard on the O2 arena shows and that whole thing. And, you know, he always teasing and joking on the phone, you know. That was the last time I heard from him.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they always say it's amazing to remember someone the last time you spoke to them. Like you said, like he was joking. I think that's what your bond was like. Like I have never known him personally, but like through his music, I've always felt like
he was a joker.
Yeah. Like the stories, putting on masks and just going all dressing up and just riding around in cars.
Yeah.
Joking around.
Yeah.
And then to lose your brother that way, and then what we get to hear is the whole story with the doctor. How is that for you? Because like you're hearing different stories, and you know, never believe what the media says. 99% of the times, everything is. But how is it for you? Like you need closure. How do you find a way from? Okay, this is what happened.
Way.
Yeah,
you can't find no closure to that. You know, there's no way. There's nothing can bring him back.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
What would you like say if he was here? What would you like to tell him? Like what would be a typical Tito joke to Michael?
I would like Tim to judge my record.
Oh,
you know, Get It Baby, that album, and tell me what he thinks of it and that type of thing, because he always was so good at
Can you go
judging
back a little
music.
bit?
Believe what the media says 99% of the times. Everything is. Well, how is it for you? Like,
Get It Baby, that album, and
what would you like say if he was here? What would you like to tell him? Like, what would be a typical Tito joke to Michael?
I would like Tim to judge my record. Get It Baby, that album, and tell me what he thinks of it and that type of thing, because
Oh, that's interesting.
he always
right?
was so good at
Wait,
judging
what do you
music.
think Michael's favorite songs would be off that album?
Probably our favorite songs.
Okay, We Made It.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he might like is it Cruising? Wait. I'm trying to think of what it.
I like that one. I'm not afraid to take you there. I'm not afraid to take you there.
Let me see. I need to pull it on my phone.
Way Street, going nowhere. I feel like Tito dialed into what complements his vocals and style really well. Like really well.
Let's see.
Offhand, I can't remember what I do have a favorite between the two albums, but
he might like Get It Baby, the one with Big Daddy Kane.
Don't.
Get It Baby, We Made It. Oh, I feel like he would like So Far So Good.
Oh, that one's really good.
Maybe Home Is Where the Heart Is. And
could you imagine a Tito track with Michael vocals? Like, you know how like could still happen, but I would have liked it better if Tito was here to approve of the vocals. Oh snap! What up, Rocky?
Rocky, we got MJ Fangirl and Rocky,
right? Dang.
I feel like it would have been cool to get a Jackson's version of We Made It, because I feel like that song is like a testament to the whole like family, like the success. There's a reason why we made it.
No, yeah, I didn't know about the name change. Isn't that freaking? I was like, wait, what did he just say? That's crazy. Let me see. We're almost done. We got like a good 10 minutes. I do have some feedback. Most of it's good, but once more criticism. It's literally something we said not to do the tarot, and I'm like, wait. I was like, what's going on? All right, let's see.
Was he very critical and stuff? Very
well, you can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel it if it's got some legs or not.
Yeah. But I think he will live forever, man. Like, simple fact that he's gone so long, but so many people love him.
Yeah, he's great.
He's literally the most. Everything. I have a colleague of mine. We have a lot of discussions. Like there are videos of me and her like really conversating. Michael is the greatest of all time, and she's like, she's a Beyonce fan. So for her, Beyonce is the greatest. So I tell her, but everything Beyonce does or whoever artist, not to shame on Beyonce, like Michael is the blueprint to what a lot of these artists want to do. He had all these things down to a key. The way he sang, the way he wrote, the melodies, the dance, the packaging, the iconic videos. You can never, and that's my opinion, you can never fill that gap because he's the blueprint. So, yeah, hands down. And I believe there was also a thing that he wrote that he wanted to be the greatest artist on earth, and he wanted everybody to recognize that he will and he did it.
Mm-hmm.
He did it.
He was good about that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he did it. He like people thought Off the Wall was the best, and he came with Thriller.
He used to write on the mirror. His mirror.
I'm just gonna pause for a moment. At this point, Tito got 2 albums out. Now, as much as I love me a good Michael Jackson story, I really wish he focused more on Tito's music.
Yeah.
You know, it started really strong. Your name, your origins, stuff about his kids. But I mean, I know I said I'm gonna let this finish out, but I can't help this. It's like, dang, if you're going to talk about Michael, briefly do it, but then you kept going on and on about Michael. Now you're talking about Thriller. Now, I mean, a lot can happen in 10 minutes. That's why I said, let me see if it's going to go to the album. But I'm like, we only got like 8 minutes left. What about Tito Jackson's music? But
yeah,
you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of fall into that trap. Like once you mention Michael once, it just brings to it. Because it started when he was asking him about how like Michael and Marlon got in the group.
Yeah. So it's just like, all right, a lot can happen in 8 minutes, but I feel like it's too much on Michael. And then like the whole thing about his death, it's kind of like we said, what not to do to any of the brothers or the his sons if you get to talk about them. Tito didn't bring Michael up to this level. So it's just one of them things like if I'm talking to TJ has a beautiful work of music. He has the family rules. And then if you're part of his memberships, Tito will show his workout. So he has enough to talk about. His book club. If TJ don't bring up Tito, I'm not going to bring up Tito. He may not be in the mood to talk about Tito or even Michael. Talk about TJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, but let's finish this out. But you already know, I'm like, bro.
In his bathroom, I would sell 25 million records, or I would do this, I'd do that, and do it. Yeah.
Wow. What was that for your brother looking at him writing on a mirror? What did you say? Like, Mike, what are you doing?
Well, he used to write on the mirror when he used to do albums with us.
Yeah?
The Jacksons, absolutely.
Wow. And you're also putting out music again. There's a new record with you and your sons coming out.
Yes. Love One Another.
Tell us about it.
Well, Love One Another is a track that I decided to join my sons on, or they joined me on. It's set for 25 release next year after first quarter.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good. We have Stevie Wonder featured on it.
Oh.
My brother's also on it.
Nice.
So
at least he brought it back to Tito's music. Go ahead.
He said it's supposed to be. This was done in This interview was done in 2024, right?
It has to be kind of like a little bit. Hold on, let me take this stuff off so you can see what I'm saying. So he has one of the albums here. You see it, right? So there's Tito's album, one of them.
Yeah.
I don't see the other one.
Okay, go back a little bit because I think I read something about.
All right.
He did it. He like people thought Off the Wall was the best.
I decided to join my sons on, or they joined me on. It's set for 25 release next year after first quarter.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good. We have Stevie Wonder featured on it.
Oh.
Okay.
My brother's also on it.
Nice.
So it's a good song. Have you heard it?
No, I haven't heard it. I think I'm going to get it later.
Yes.
Stevie Wonder, so it's going to do also a video clip? Is it going to be a video and the whole thing?
Yes. So, well, the song was released on this album, Under Your Spell.
Yeah.
with some other artists and myself. There it is right there.
Yeah.
And I decided it's a great song for 3T and Papa T, being myself, to do together.
Oh, wow.
Because
Okay.
the song isn't popular.
You figured it out?
Yeah. So I remember reading like his biography thing, and there was like an update where I think it was on the Jackson Source website where they said he re-recorded Love One Another with 3T. And he just said it's supposed to be released the first quarter of this year. So it would have been released by now. If he was still here. But it's recorded.
Yeah. Well, now we understand why some of the focus went on Michael, because the interview didn't have time to like listen to the music. Forget about a deep dive. So he's a very successful YouTuber and clearly is able to get great interviews. But that's, especially with the Jacksons, if he gets an opportunity to get more Jacksons, make sure that you're covering all the latest music and projects to really expand on that individual. Because it's just like let's say he interviews one of the sons again. I don't know. I'm so touchy about talking about people's who passed away on interview. I feel like it's like walking on hot coal. Like, it's like, ugh. You got to be really careful with it. Because I feel like, granted at the time Michael had passed away at least 10 to 12, 13, 14 years. It still was just like, I don't know. I would have focused more on Tito's music, his hobbies, baseball, the cars. There's just so many things that I would have liked to have heard. I don't know.
Because I took it off the market.
Why?
I'm sorry?
Why did you take it off the market?
I felt that the record company wasn't doing their job.
Okay.
I didn't want to waste a good song and album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and now you're putting out it independent or on another label?
Independent.
Okay.
Yes. So we get it back out there and going. I think the song can have legs, like I said.
Yeah.
I just like to give it a shot.
God.
Yeah.
It'll be good for myself and 3T, to do that. And the lyrics couldn't be any kinder, to tell them the world. We need love to love one another, talk together, walk together. We forgot how to do that.
Yeah.
So that's basically it.
And working with your sons, how's that in the studio? Are you strict? Are you like, no, you do this? How heavy do you go? No, it's David. David did it.
Well, sometimes when you're working with outside producers, they have their idea how this should go, and you have your idea how it should go.
Yeah.
So you got to find a happy medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out how to like put it all together. Working with the kids. People need to get all these, man. Go get all these Jackson albums, man. I like this cover. This one is nice with the airplane.
Skyrider.
Check this one, man. I know because you said like you're like a mechanic and like to work with cars. You used to work on the Volvos, right?
Right.
You had a lot of still have those in the garage working on the Volvo.
Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only Volkswagen.
So this is what I get for not letting the last 8 minutes play out.
Only.
No, I work on Porsche.
Okay.
I work on the Model A Ford.
Okay, but you take them apart and then you put them back.
Right.
You're handy, man. This is why I make no jokes.
Yeah.
And he cooks.
Yeah.
Not as much as
I
you
feel
do,
about
because
the cooks.
I enjoy having clean fingers.
Yeah, you don't do that much.
When you're working on a car, it's hard to keep your hands clean unless you're wearing rubber gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not very technical, man. I keep it to doing radio, podcasting, interviewing. You call me for all that stuff. I just set up cameras and film that stuff. But handy stuff, I break stuff. Like
Yeah.
I call the handy people.
That's how you learn.
Yeah. This is what they told me. Like you have to try it out and put it.
I wonder though, how like who taught Tito to be so handy? Or is he like a natural at this stuff?
That's a good question.
Because this man can cook, do cars, play the guitar. Like, is he like a prodigy child or something?
And he did sports, baseball, boxing. They played basketball.
You want to gag? So my brother, the one who passed away, had similar qualities. So my brother played instruments without anyone ever teaching him. He was a natural cook, better than my mom. And my mom used to get mad when I say that, but sorry. So JR was a better cook mom. Mom was a good cook, but JR was a master. And he was super technical. He could take anything apart. But I was like, I think it's probably like a prodigy child. Some people just know how to do these things and you don't know how. They just do it. I would like to know, like, who taught you to be like so like handy and so good with cooking. And I mean, I never heard stories of Tito being in the kitchen with Mama Catherine. So who taught him to be a good cook? Hey, where's 3T? We had some questions to ask you about your day. And even I just said, don't do it. I said, we got some questions.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like if you found a way, like if you found a way to ask them in a way that wasn't like intrusive or whatever.
I already said, Tori, if there's any opportunities for interviews, I think it should go to you. You're so good at keeping it on the artist and the artists themselves. You're really good with that. Like my number one is Marlon Jackson for you.
Oh,
I want to learn about the brothers individually outside of Michael.
Yeah.
But we're gonna let the last couple of minutes play out. At least he brought it back to Tito, but let's see how this finishes out.
Put it into each other. But let me see. So the new project's coming out 2025. It's with Treaty, right? And are there more records coming out, or are you just gonna play it off on that?
No, more records coming out. You know, I have this album I'm gonna re-release.
Go get this one.
Under Your Spell.
Yeah.
And that'll be out then. And there's a video we're gonna add 3T to on Love One Another with other celebrities.
Yeah. A bunch of celebrities. I also read, that was a funny part. Like I told a friend of mine that the Jacksons used to be linked to the Kardashians.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true? Because I know that DJ used to date Kim when he was very young.
Yeah, and Terrell.
Yeah, Courtney, right?
Yes.
But that's crazy. Like you could have been on a reality show as well. The Jackson on a reality show, but you still cool with them?
Yeah, we know them. Fairly well.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice people.
Yeah, I believe also that Kim used to be my dream woman. I said, like, one day I want to meet her and give her a hug. And people laughed at me in the Netherlands. And now she said, it's not going to happen. It's like, hey, if you could think it, you can make it happen. Yeah. Tito, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And whenever you're in the Netherlands, next time come to my studio, hang out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And whenever you need anything, I'm right here. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Fernando.
I appreciate you for breaking the string on the guitar and getting us like the whole legacy.
Yeah.
The Jacksons.
My father was really hot.
Yeah.
He ain't mad no more, though. He ain't mad no more.
I think he's very proud. The simple fact what you guys have done, it's next level. Yes, next level. It's that the name Jackson is music royalty.
Yes, it is.
And nobody's facts. I think this is real talk, so I only speak facts. Like, it's so important for people to recognize that what the Jacksons have done in music as a family, as a collective, as a brand, there will never be another family that does that at that level. We have the Marleys, reggae, but the Jacksons, that's a very unique brand, family, love. I've had the honor of meeting you, your sons, and also Michael Jackson kids. So I've seen from up close how strong and real the connection is. And I think that's the thing that moves me the most. As a kid, I always said, I want to interview Oprah. I want to interview Michael. And when Michael died, I cried because it was like, there was
Oh. Huh.
was my dream to meet him. And then when I got the opportunity to get to know your kids and hang around with them and go to the States and meet them and Michael Jackson's kids, I was like, oh, that's the universe collaborating and saying, hey, it's possible. And that's maybe Michael speaking in some way. So wherever I can, I will always keep pushing the Jackson's name because you've done a lot for me as a kid, as a music lover, and thank you for giving me an amazing childhood.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you for the support.
Anytime. Real Talk, the realest conversation. Tito Jackson right here in Real Talk. If you like the conversation, like, subscribe, keep spreading the word. And also check out our other interview I did with T as well. And I also have a very long interview with TJ. Go check out Real Talk, the platform. My name is Fernando. Remember, support the Jacksons. Support my brother Tito. Peace. Only love.
You already know I made that face. I was like,
Okay. And then I heard silence, and then I said, wait,
I just went,
run that back. And I was like, oh.
Tori, I'll let you go first since I've been
Wait,
chatting.
did he say he still want? Wait, he was saying this is when he first started out, right? That he wanted to interview all them people, and including that one. Or is he saying now?
It's just one of those things like
maybe he shouldn't have mentioned that.
Right.
I don't think he was thinking though.
Right. He was probably nervous. It is nerve-wracking to interview people, especially the Jacksons. So I get it.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about the interview, though? Scale of 1 to 10.
Overall, I did like it. It was. I'll give it an 8, maybe, because, like you said, I feel like if you're whoever you're interviewing, you gotta learn that person. But he does have certain skills about him. I think when you interview enough people, you learn kind of how to find ways to ask them questions and keep the interview going. Like, okay, what are the origins of this? And he asked him about his name and the nickname thing, and so I feel like he found ways to kind of like bring it home a little bit. But there were some certain things like I wouldn't have. I mean, I'm sure mentioning Michael or maybe even Janet would come up, but
I don't think it should. I don't think it should. Yeah, like I feel like kind of goes back to if they bring it up, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when it comes to Michael, it's literally the same story. I didn't learn anything new about Michael at all. So I felt like the whole Michael thing could have been left out. Hey Lovely gave it a 6-ish. I'm going to give it a 7-ish. It started off super strong. Then it's lingered too much on Michael for me. It should have been more on Tito's music. What was maybe Tito's favorite song, or songs. Yeah, it didn't suck. But now that we know he passed away, I really wish it was just way more on Tito. You know, what's
Yeah.
your favorite food? What's your favorite color? What do you like to do with your sons now? That kind of stuff. How's it? I don't know if Tara was on stage with him yet, but let's say he was. How's it to have Tara on the stage? Or if Tara wasn't on the stage, would you like to perform with your sons in the future? Because if the 3T album was for 2025, then let's talk about we're going to do maybe something on the road with my boys, you know?
Yeah. It was a lot of opportunity for him to
focus more on TITO. And
Yeah.
honestly, in the future, for anyone who ever gets to interview any of the Jacksons, I'm not saying Michael should be off limits, but I feel like Michael should be, for example, TJ or even Taro does like to talk about Michael. Let's bring it up and let them put their unique spin on it. You're probably not going to get too much Michael stuff. Well, so I'll take that back because the brothers bring them up sometimes too. But I just feel like let that person bring that person up, because it's just like at this point the information was not new at all. So it's just like, I mean, it was a good interview though. I'm not, but interviewing is a very tough skill.
Yeah, I wish there was more. I even wish it was more stuff about like the Jacksons as a group. Like me, if I was to interview the Jacksons, I would be like, I would probably start from the origins and then going forth, like how it went along. But maybe honing in on, okay, like after a while y'all left Motown. What was the deciding factor for that? What was that like to be? Did you have more freedoms? Like, you know, kind of asking those type of questions. What was it like on the new label and all that? And would you have done it differently if you could go back? Something like that. Or just it's
Yeah, that's a great question. Would you have done anything differently?
Yeah, I don't.
You know, I don't want to be too harsh on the interviewer because, like I said, like remember that time TJ came on the station head? I ain't gonna lie, I froze. I was like, like I was done. I mean, even though I spoke, I didn't really speak because I was just like, I don't know what to say. Like I have no idea what to say because I was just so shook. So it's just like, in all fairness to the interviewer, it's very hard to interview.
Yeah, I did like how he went out of his way to actually have the merch or buy the music and stuff. And
But he didn't listen to you. Listen minimum to Tito's.
Yeah.
It's Tito. When I say it's Tito freaking Jackson. That's that was my intro to Tito when I said it's Tito freaking Jackson.
Like I would have even been like, "Hey, were there any unheard stories, you know, about you and the brothers?" Like
That's the kind of things I love. Like the story with David and Taro. That was hilarious, bro. That was hilarious.
And then I like how he did bring it back at the end.
With Dave, yeah. Lovely writes, a lot of missed opportunities to focus on. Yeah, that's so important. So important. Keep it on the person. There are 9 Jacksons, 7 living now because we lost 2. Rest in peace. If you guys, especially can get to the, I call it the legacy level Jacksons, focus on them. They are the history and the origins of the legacy, right? Tell me a story that would crack me up about your dad or your mom. What's your mom's favorite dish? Like especially as fans, we like to have theme parties. We want to know their favorite colors, their favorite foods, their places to eat. What do you do in your spirit? What does a Jackson do in their spare time? Do you Netflix and chill like the rest of us?
Whoa.
Or do you play? No, not well, you know what I'm saying. Well, not chill, just Netflix and lay on your couch and just that's it. Do nothing else. Or do you like? Do you do watch party? Like, what do y'all do? Like, do you have favorite YouTubers and TikTokers? Do you even watch social media? You know, now I'm assuming most of the. Well, no, I'm not going to assume that. I would ask any question. You never know. I was going to say, oh, maybe not the first gen, but I'm like, no. My grandfather look into social media and my, my aunties and them.
If I was to ever get a chance to, like talk to more Jacksons or be able to have them on the channel, that is a good idea. Like a speed round of questions. Just like fun, random questions. Okay, what's your favorite hobby? Okay, do you like to read? What's your favorite book? What's your favorite color? Can you cook? What do you like to cook? Like just random stuff.
If I'm not mistaken, was it Marlon who made the gumbo?
Yeah.
Gumbo? And we knew that from their miniseries. I was like, shoot, I'm gonna make me a vegan gumbo, Marla Jackson style. Like those are those little quirky little things. So when the fans do these gatherings, like it's always that inside joke, like, oh, okay, if you see certain things, oh, that's Michael, that's Janet, Gumbles, Marlon. We know barbecue is Tito, right? Again, not criticizing, just be like, if there's opportunities for other people to interview them, those are the kind of questions we want. Because everyone focuses a little bit too much on Michael in general. And it's not saying Michael isn't relevant. Michael's very relevant, but I feel like tell me, like, I love the story he asked, if you could talk to Michael, what would it be? And then Tito mentioned, I would love him to hear my album. That was
a good question.
Really good question. So it's that I want to learn something I never heard about Michael before. If I'm like, yeah, sure, bring Michael up, but do it in a clever way that the audience is learning something very, very, very new.
Yeah,
so
find a way to.
Yeah, I'm like, no, Michael's very relevant. I don't want to say it like that. I mean, like, say something about Michael, but then bring it back to the main person you're interviewing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I did like how it felt like a chill environment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she is.
So that's the gumballs. Gumbal's actually really hard to make because you got to get the roux, and the roux was like 14-15 minutes to make, and then I made it wrong, and then the house was smoking up, and they warned you what not to do, and I'm like, I know how to make a roux, but a gumbo roux is different from a regular roux. But anyway, you live and learn. We'll do it again when we have another Marlon Jackson celebration.
Oh man, it would have been cool if Tito came out with a cookbook.
What?
That would have been crazy. Like his own recipes and stuff. Oh, that's what we forgot to mention. I had the article pulled up and everything. Y'all remember? Let me pull this. Not share my screen. I meant to put this up in the beginning. I don't remember. What was that live?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, I'll wait.
Okay, this one.
Okay,
this is a museum I was talking about. They have a spot for the Jackson 5 and like the Jacksons. Okay, this was a 3D mock-up. This is like a 3D mock-up of this Tito spot that he was supposed to make. And it was supposed to be like an entertainment center, music museum, restaurant, pickleball courts. And it was supposed to be one in Claremore, or like, I think maybe more on the city part, like Tulsa. But there's supposed to be one there, and there's supposed to be another built in Gary. It looks like they're going forth with making it.
Oh, Teresa makes a good point. Y'all are listening from a fan standpoint. The average person might not know some of the stuff he talked about. That is a great point. You are so right on that. That is a great point.
Yeah. I think that's a good balance to have. Maybe like I think it's always important, no matter how much they have to talk about it, like how he mentioned the origins of the Jackson 5 when it started, like even when he talked about when Michael and Marlon got in the group and stuff, and the foundation, who discovered them. I like how he brought that up, because a lot of people probably still think to this day it was Diana Ross. But I like how he mentioned even though they wasn't listening to her at first, Gladys Knight was the very first one, and then Bobby Taylor reiterated it and was like, "Hey," and he actually was able to make them listen. So I did like how they actually made sure to mention that, to give the people like their props and credit where credit was due.
Right. I mean, for the most part, like I said, I thought it was a solid interview, but it lingered a little too much on Michael. And then he also had a whole different energy when he spoke about Michael versus, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, dad, I kind of wish you had the energy for Tito. You feel me? Watch it on your own, because I had a whole different view from you guys, because, you know, I was playing it from the other side of the computer. But it was good. It was good. But it was just a couple of missed opportunities. That's all, you know, because I was like, yeah. You know, I was like, dang, it was so strong. And then it was just like, no, it's lingering too much on Michael. But it is what it is. Again, interviewing's so tough. Like, this is why I have an interview. I mean, I did little interviews with Austin, Prince, and TJ, but I'll be honest, that's probably as far as we're going to get with me, because I just get so nervous. I really do. I do better when I just talk to people like regular. Like, you know, but most of the time when I'm talking to the family, it's off camera. You know, that I prefer it that way. I just want to talk to y'all. No cameras on. It's like I can't do it. Oh, no problem. Yeah, always tell her the questions to them. They're individually so talented. Like, if nothing else, when we have those station heads and we focus on the Jacksons, I'm not gonna lie, Tori does a little bit better with the focus, because she actually gives you history and context. I just play the music and, you know, do a couple of, you know, silly stories here and there. But Tori really has really informative ones. She's teaching you who they are as artists and like really cool facts. So even if you didn't know about TJ or Taro or, you know, Marlon, you're going to learn about them, so that when you do meet them, you could tell those questions to them, you know, and get to learn the Jacksons. That's the whole point of the channel. Most of us were very focused on maybe one or two Jacksons, but we have 9 originals, and probably another 9 second generations, which consist of 3T, Siggy Jackson, Paris Jackson, Jafar Jackson. Why do I feel like I'm missing one?
You talking about like next gen Jacksons?
Yeah, so 3T, that's 3 the Siggy, Austin, Jafar. Why do I feel like I'm missing? Technically Genevieve. She had a single, but I'll count Genevieve for the hell of it. If you know, you know. Why do I feel like I'm missing somebody?
Like music wise?
Yeah.
Paris, 3T, Austin, and then of course 3T solo, like Terrell, TJ, Jafar, Genevieve,
Yashi the poet. Siggy, I put Siggy.
Okay, Yashi.
She's a poet and activist, and then you have Prince.
Randy Jr. Randy Jr. is like a producer for like Disney and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That counts. And Prince.
Movies.
Who?
BG movies.
Yes. So those. So in other words, if you meet any of them, speak on what they do, whatever that is. So that's really cool. I know they're used to it, but I'm honestly tired of it. Does that make sense? Like oh my gosh, it's like they have their own thing going. Oh, thank you. You are the best, Billy. But I was like,
Billy
yes. I was like, what? You are so right. Oh, I was like, what? She has a very good album. If you guys are not playing it, she could sing. She's a fellow vegan as well, activist in her own right. So It's like I think that's where I get a little. It never fails. Like even when they're talking to Janet, they go back to Michael. I'm like, what, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like
after a while,
it's like, are
Janet,
you kidding me?
Janet said, please don't bring him up no more.
No, I mean, I'm like, are you kidding me? But I don't know. But that's just me, as Teresa pointing out, being a fan versus a normie.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That's like, you know, someone, I don't know. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that I hope to changes. There we go. Oh, that's really cool, Kelly. I would love to talk to Prince about production and ask some advice about being a good producer. That's a good question. And he has other passions as well. He likes to motorcycle, bike. He does love pop culture, like things like Sonic, Marvel, certain movies. I don't know what his passion is now. You know, I'm going back to his days when he was doing YouTube with his cousin and brother. But he did share, you know, he was big Sonic fan, specifically of Shadow. So stuff. And I mean, anytime I've ever spoke to Prince, it is literally only about Prince. It's like, I'm not gonna bring up BG, I'm not gonna bring up Paris, his dad. It's Prince. Like, this is who I'm talking to. So he does. Y'all know all Tito's sons look so much like Tito in their own way. First of all, Tito's very handsome, and he had 3 equally handsome boys or men. So I only met 2 out of the 3, but when I say TJ and Taj was insanely kind to me, so kind, and I mean they could just tell I was on some super fan girl nonsense, and they found a way to calm my energy, which, you know, was really cool because I've always wanted to meet them. Always, I was like, Lord. So just there from the beginning, I was like, I remember you when I got out of high school. Like, it was such a big deal, and it's still a big deal. So with that being said, I'm actually over my time, and I got something to do for one of my vendors. But I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for being with me for another 3 hours. I promise this next week it will be an hour or less. Tori, I don't know if you want to do something on your own at 9 o'clock, but I'm out. I'm leaving early on Tuesday next week. But it was an honor to do this for Tito Jackson. And, you know, to all the things that we focused on for the second gen, please support them in any way you can. Whether it's to stream their music, buy and download their music, get the word out with TikToks and Reels. If they have merch and you can afford it, please buy it. I mean, there's so many ways. Book a session with tarot, talk time and speak to tarot about tarot. And just come with good vibes and stuff. And of course, the King of Popcorn, keep giving your votes and we will tally up and have results in 2 weeks. Oh, anytime. Thank you as always for being here. Thank y'all. Y'all the best. Thank all of y'all. Any last words, partner?
No, just like Trish was saying, support each of the Jacksons individually if you can, in whatever way you can. There's still stuff, you know, Tito's no longer here, but there's still stuff going on. Like the Tunes and Spoons Festival with the chili cook-off, that one's still going in August. And then the Tito spot, that's supposed to be, I just read that it's supposed to be put up and like made in 2026. They're supposed to be building it and having it done in 2026. So they're still going forth with that. So I'm glad he has friends in the community of Claremore to still keep that going and keeping him alive. So yeah,
it's Tito time all the time.
Tito time.
Yeah, we all are, Carol. Because I mean, I would say Tito was the most vocal about the future and what he had. So we were just like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
the last interview, I mean, I had no idea we were supposed to get a new release for 2025 with his sons.
Yeah. Oh man. It's weird because it's like he has so many plans. And he was still going forth with it. And then the whole thing about him trying to release the album independently and then not getting to do that while he was still here.
I hope that gets fleshed out because that's the one that's not on the streaming services, correct? One of them is not on the streaming services. So, man, he's very warm. And surprisingly, he's not as silly as Marlon, but he does have a silly bone in him. Just a little harder to get it out. I'm going to miss him. I think I've seen Tito probably the most out of all the brothers. And
wow.
Yeah, because I met them as in a group, but he had his own thing in New York at his own concert, and then I saw him at Havenhurst. So I'm like, I had this lucky opportunity to be around him more. So it's just like I do regret not taking that picture because I was just like, my first thought was I'll see him again. I never thought like that was going to be the last time,
Yeah.
So maybe for a future live, we can just have people come up here sharing Tito Jackson stories. Because we don't ever want his legacy to die. We want to honor each and every one of them living and the ones that crossed over to the other side in any way that we can. So let us know if you guys want to share your Tito Jackson stories. I would love to hear them, to be honest. So we will see you guys in a few days, next week to be exact, for Earth Day. I am playing with y'all less than an hour. Unless Corey does something else, I'm out.
I'm thinking about it.
Because I was like, Lord, because I love being here with y'all, but it's Andor, y'all know I'm a big Star Wars fan. Y'all know this? I'm out. So we'll see. But until then, see you guys in a few days. Keep putting up your comments. Excellent movie choices. I hope Hill Los Angeles check those comments out because I was like, I'm really hoping for at least, I'll tell you my thoughts in 2 weeks on that because I'm like, please pick them, please. But until then, see you in a few days. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this live or replay. Make sure you sub to this channel to get more content like this. Don't forget to like the video, share, and I will see you guys real soon.